put yourself smack dab in it. Hey, tomorrow, hey, don't go away on the freedom, just might come away.
The House Intelligence Committee is now focusing on several key former Obama intelligence officials, which include John Brennan and James Clapper and their connections to the Steele dossier that was filled with Hillary Clinton bought and paid for Russian lies. Let's start with the former CIA Director, John Brennan. Now, according to Paul Sperry's new reporting, the House Intel Committee is investigating whether or not Brennan committed perjury when testifying under oath about the dossier. Now, here's what Brennan said back in May of 2017. Pay close attention.
Director Brennan, do you know who commissioned the Steele dossier?
I don't.
Do you know if the Bureau ever relied on the Steele dossier as part of any court filings, applications, petitions, pleadings?
I have no awareness.
Did the CIA rely on it?
No.
Star Trek. 3 years. I Love Lucy. 5.5 years. Seinfeld. 9 years. The Dave Weinbaum Show. Started with a half hour. Now 3 hours. In its 10th year. I was 60 when I started. Was leading the Russian Hannity. And now I proudly follow the Eagles and Queen. Let's do this together. Making rockers into talkers. And talkers and the rockers. All right? Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. I'm here with radio legend Stan Hines and Keith Stevenson, also a radio legend, and my girlfriend, Lisa Strausser. All right, let's talk about the CIA and the DNI, Director of National Intelligence under the Obama administration. John Brennan, our CIA director on Obama, do you know that he voted for the communist candidate in 1976? How can you have a CIA director who voted for a communist candidate in there? I thought we had a problem with the Russians. Well, maybe not so much under Brennan, but both of these people are deeply, deeply involved in the ongoing coup of our duly elected president, Donald J. Trump. And they've been caught lying, not only on news networks, but to Congress, where it ought to count. Because that's a criminal offense. It's a felony. Both of these guys colluded with the FBI and DOJ, with the Russians, to throw the election, along with the AG under Barack Hussein Obama, Loretta Lynch. Remember? Call it a matter, not an investigation. Brennan briefed Harry Reid on the dossier, who then called James Comey. This is before the election, when Reid was still in charge of the Senate under the Democrats. So Comey took this dumb, stupid, completely refutable dossier to the visa courts and gets warrants to spy on people like Carter Page, General Flynn. So what you've got is, before the election, people trying to throw the election by spying on these underlings, so to speak, and anyone else who has conversations with them. Well, that could be almost anybody, including Donald J. Trump, and that was the whole purpose of getting these underlings under a warrant from a apparently phony ruling by the courts, because there's no way that should have passed. In fact, it throws these judges in the FISA courts. Were they in cahoots also? I'm very suspicious. In fact, I asked that question of my upcoming guest, the amazing Dr. Victor Davis Hanson. And this guy, I mean, Rush spent like a half an hour talking about this guy's column, and he writes for the Jewish World Review, where I get published. So, very interesting man. He's going to talk about all this stuff. I got a 2-part interview with him today. And along with that, I've got Rabbi Moshe with another scoop from Israel. And this is as big, if not bigger, than the embassy scoop that he gave me, which wasn't announced until a week after he announced it as a sure thing. And he's talking about this as a sure thing. Whoa, wait till you hear what he says now. We've got this matchmaker, a relationship expert, something we're all in need of, right, honey? DeAnna Lorraine. Okay. And by the way, do you have your headphones?
I do.
Okay. Is there another? There's not another space, is there?
We'll look at it.
Okay. All right. Well, Stan will fix it up. All right. And we've got Cheryl Chumley, who has another scoop. You know, we're going to talk a little bit about Obama's portrait painter and some other pictures that he's painted. You won't believe it. I mean, as you're talking, let's Google it, because nobody in the news is reporting this. And I found out by it because of my girlfriend, Lisa Strasser, told me about it. It was online. We got Levin, and we've got Hannity. We've got Dueling Rabbis, and we've got the Weinbaum Music Channel again. And a new column, Treason Matters, on DaveWeinbaum.com. By the way, we are streaming live on DaveWeinbaum.com, where the podcasts of this show are available, and we're talking about the whole show. All right, not bad. So we're going to get started after this break. By the way, the phone number, 573-364-4433. I love my callers, all right? Let me know whether you think I'm right or wrong. Bring it. This is the Dave Weinbaum Show. In the biggest reversal in showbiz history, the Dave Weinbaum Show is on Friday a.m., 9 till 12, bigger and better than ever. K-Kid, 92.9. Call 573-364-4433 to get it off your chest. K-Kid, where we rock the talk and talk the rock.
GM Certified Service. What does that mean? It means when you schedule an appointment, your vehicle will be repaired or serviced right the first time. It means no matter the make or model, foreign or domestic, you will have someone expertly trained to make sure your vehicle is in top running order. It also means you get the little things like a drive-through service lane to keep you out of the elements, free coffee and Wi-Fi while you wait, and Saturday service too. Find new roads to see Service Manager Jerry Mimi and his expert certified crew of technicians and advisors at Fairground Auto Plaza, 100 Fairgrounds Road in Rolla.
Cox Brothers Service Company, located in St. James, is there when you need them. Cox Brothers staff is focused on delivering professional restaurant and refrigeration equipment, services, and installation to the local service areas and beyond. Keep your business running right with the professionals at Cox Brothers Service Company. Give them a call at 573-368-4083. And as always, they thank you for your continued support and patronage.
When it comes to investing, here's something to think about. First, are you satisfied with results? Has your advisor taken the time to learn your investment objectives and devised a plan for achieving them? If you answered no to any of those questions, it's time to call St. Louis money manager Lindbergh Capital Management at 314-416-0055. You'll quickly see the difference. They take the time to get to know you, learn your goals, and what's appropriate for you. Call Lindbergh Capital Management today at 314-416-0055.
Come see the professionals at Brown Vet Clinic of Rolla, where they promise to place your pet's health and wellness above all considerations. They communicate openly with you about the individual preventative needs of your pet and help protect them from common infectious and contagious diseases while using the best available methods, no matter how big or small the animal. The staff is there to help you 24/7 and will get you an appointment as quickly as possible. Give Brown Vet Clinic a call today for all your animal needs. 364-1919.
About a stunning revelation. A stunning revelation. That Jim Comey and the FBI, after retired Lieutenant General Michael Flynn was interviewed, did not think he lied. They did not think he lied. This has been all over the media today. It's been all over conservative media, newspapers, all over conservative websites. They didn't think he'd lied. And yet under Mueller, of course, he's charged.
Yeah, well, that's the whole basis for charging the guy. And Comey testified before Congress in secret that he thought he was honest. And so did Strzok, the anti-Trump federal FBI investigator, top investigator. They thought that he didn't lie. So why does he get charged? Mueller? Keith? Mueller? Can't do it, can you? Can't. How come? Ah, jeez. Whatever. Okay. We had a Mueller thing recorded, and it would have been perfect, but, he's busy doing something else. What we're going to do because of that? We're just going to take our first caller. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. And because you're the first caller, Stan Hines will be over to your house to fix a late breakfast. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Named Larry from Rolla.
What's your name?
Larry.
Larry, what's up, buddy?
You need to turn your volume up. Can't hardly hear you.
Okay, that's good. You got it now? Can you hear now?
That's a little better.
All right. Thank you very much. How come we're having so many tech problems this morning? What's going on?
I'm not sure.
Sure. You're the guy. It's Stan. Blame it on Stan.
It's a stable answer.
Stop blaming it on Stan. What the hell? You could have said Stan's fault.
Yeah, there you go.
That would have bought that. All right, so we're back online here, and if you want to call the show, 573-364-4433, and especially if you're having trouble hearing the show, like this guy did us a big favor. All right? So we've got a former FBI assistant. We might hear from him or not. I'm not sure. But this is Assistant Director James Kallstrom. And he's the one that brought up that Brennan voted for the communist candidate in 1976. Has been keeping it hidden ever since. But that's why we have a mainstream media, right? Aren't they supposed to report on things like that? These people must be held accountable. That's all I got to say. And, you can't just let it go. And we're going to talk with Victor Davis Hanson about that particular thing, because you're going to see deals being offered by the Democrats to the Republicans where they both make kind of some admissions and maybe some personnel get fired here and there. But you know what? That's not enough. If you or I committed a crime like this, we'd be sitting in jail for years and years and years. In fact, I believe treason has some sort of a death penalty attached. Well, that's where some of these people ought to be going. They ought to be tried and fighting for their lives, because you can't overthrow a president of the United States and our government and not get charged and tried. I don't care who you are. And that includes B. Hussein Obama, who I believe is directing this coup. Want to call the show? Disagree with me? 573-364-4433. And I think we're going to go to our first interview. I want you to play. Can you play Dueling Rabbis? Is that possible? Huh?
I can.
Okay. Will you please play Dueling Rabbis? Go for it, and then I'll talk a little bit, and then we'll get the rabbi on.
Yeah, 1 second, Dave. You were talking to another rabbi? Sounds like you're cheating on me.
No, actually, I'm cheating with you on him because he was the first rabbi. Listen to this. I got rabbis fighting over me. This is kind of weird. Okay, I realize that's not considered rock and roll, all right? We're going to get to that in a minute, and we're going to play some songs, all right? I promise you guys, I'm not going to abandon the rock and rollers out here because I want you to listen to the show, and I throw you an occasional, song, and hopefully you like it. I'm not going to take requests, though. I mean, you could always email me requests at dwquote@prodigy.net, but I'm not going to take other requests like that.
You won't take one from me?
Huh?
Like just a request?
Yeah, get the hell, what?
Like, go. Can I hit this yellow button?
Well, what does that mean?
It shuts you off.
You shut me off? Have I been shut off, really?
That's my request. Yeah, this is how.
Oh.
Yeah, I have all the power here. You know that, right?
What is this? I thought we had a good relationship.
You may sign the checks, but I have all the power.
I thought we had a good relationship. He is leaving for another job, Keith is. And I thought, I like to think that we were leaving on a good note. Now you're going to sabotage your final show, maybe?
No.
What the hell's that about?
Not at all.
I don't understand this. I thought I was good to you. Like I haven't been disappointed before in my life. Right, honey?
That's true, sure.
Yeah, you got to get closer to the mic, honey.
Yes, dear.
Thank you. Yes, and just remember that's the proper answer for me. Yes,
Right.
dear. Yes, dear.
Right.
Yes, dear. Because I am the boss.
Sure.
You know that.
No.
I am the boss.
No.
Let's face
You
it.
keep talking, though.
I should keep talking?
I'll be listening.
So that means
He believes
you
it
are
anyway.
taking over.
Just
All right.
Just let him believe it.
All right, we're going to hear right now from the rabbi calling all the way from Efrat, Israel, and he's got a big scoop, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Dave Weinbaum Show. Ladies and gentlemen, the star of the Dave Weinbaum Show, second most powerful person in Israel and in his own home, according to his wife, Yonit, official rabbi of Rolla in St. James, Missouri, and future rabbi to the Third Temple. Rabbi Moshe Rothschild calling all the way from Efrat, Israel. How are you, Rabbi?
Yeah, I'm good, Dave. How are you?
I'm good. Hey, is Bibi on the cusp of indictment and maybe impeachment, or would they hold new elections?
No. You know what? Again, we have a left-wing media just like the United States, and they're making it sound a lot worse than it is. His support numbers has gone up here in the polls, and there's really the majority of people do not want to see Bibi gone. I mean, let's face it, he took some cigars. I mean, they're really trumping up all these, no pun intended, all these charges against him, and it's not even clear that the Attorney General is going to move forward. It's the police recommended it. It does not mean that he's actually going to be indicted. So we'll see. And even if he is, he'll still stay in power, and it will be months and months before anything actually happens.
Yeah, that was kind of the tip-off to me that this was a setup. Cigars? Somebody gave you cigars, and you're going to indict a guy for cigar? Give me a break.
I mean, it's incredible. And the other thing that they want to indict him for is that, he he made a deal with he was trying to make a deal with a newspaper, and that they would criticize him less. I mean, look, this stuff goes on all the time. I mean, how many times did Obama attack Fox News? And it's like these things are just made up scandals.
Hey, the Trump administration is seeking to increase aid to Israel by $200 million in 2019. What's your cut?
Yeah, I was about to say that I'm not going to see any of that, but but like we spoke about last week. Unfortunately, a lot of the terrorists are seeing U.S. taxpayer money here in the Palestinian Authority, but I ain't getting anything.
Darn.
Yeah.
Hey, a Palestinian diplomat, while they're getting all this American money, is still saying, "We'll keep teaching our kids to throw rocks at Jews."
Yeah.
I mean, what's wrong with these people?
No, they're not about to change. A leopard can't change its spots, as they say. They're not going to change. And now there's talk about possibly the U.S. supporting sovereignty over Israel, expressing sovereignty over the West Bank here in Israel.
Yeah.
The White House denied it, but then again, they denied all these statements that was leaked here in the news about the embassy move. So I'm not sure that denial is really
okay. Is this a scoop?
Yeah, I would say.
So
it is,
you're
Dave.
saying that Israel just might be annexing the West Bank. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Wow.
That
And
is
the United
correct.
States will back them.
Yes.
Cool.
And, I think it's a smokescreen that they're, but I think right now the U.S. administration is realizing that there is no partner for peace, and so we have to move forward. We've tried all these smoke and mirrors for the last 30 years, and now it's time to.
Well, how dare Jews annex Judea?
Right.
My goodness, what's wrong with these people? Hey, there's sarcasm there, I realize.
Yeah, I'm saying if a Jew can't live in Judea, where is he supposed to live?
Well, Samaria.
It's not Jewsuri.
Samaria. Yeah, that's right, Jewsuri. Yeah, we're just Jewsers out here. Hey, explain the deep ties between Israel and Guatemala, of all places, Guatemala.
First of all, Guatemala voted for Israel in 1947, the UN election to partition the state of Palestine, the state of Israel. And the Guatemalan president is a very strong evangelical. He believes in the Bible. And we've always had very good relations with Guatemala. Look, there's political fallout for Guatemala, obviously, but they're standing with the U.S. and standing with Israel. It's amazing.
Hey, Israel attacks Iranian targets in Syria, and he warns them. And the U.S. is there, and they actually were close to some Russian contractors. They killed a whole bunch of Russians.
Right.
What the heck is going on over there?
Yeah. So Israel actually is on the highest possible alert in the northern part of the country by the Golan. Last weekend, an Israeli we shot down an Iranian drone in Israeli airspace, and an Israeli plane was shot down by the Syrian anti-aircraft missiles. So, there's all kinds of speculation as to what's going to happen in the north, but we are on the highest alerts. Now, that is not public knowledge either, but I have that on good authority. I was up there on the Syrian border. I was literally feet from the Syrian border just a few days ago, and someone there who's one of the heads of security in that region told me that they didn't want to panic the population, but they're on the highest possible alert. So we'll have
someday
to
when
watch
I get older, in a minute, in a moment that maybe we're alone, you can tell me what you really do for a living, okay? Hey, speaking of that, Saudi Arabia wants to open up to Jewish tourists. Will you, and things like where is the real Mount Sinai? Some people say it's in Saudi Arabia. Will you be guiding there?
Yeah, absolutely. If you go to the south of Israel on our southern border, you can actually see Egypt, Jordan, and Saudi Arabia all from one vantage point. So that's how close we are. In our southern border, we can see Saudi Arabia, Dave. It's right on the Red Sea.
Rabbi, I got to tell you, I tried to pay you respect, but you didn't have change for a quarter. Rabbi Moshe Rothschild, a man who understands Jewish humor, I hope. All right. Thank you so much.
Dave,
you got anything else?
Yeah, Dave, I don't know if you heard, but I wanted to be an astronaut, but they ran out of space.
You can't. You cannot steal my jokes. I want shekels in reimbursement. All right. Bring some more of that Israeli honey. Okay. Not a Israeli honey because my girlfriend would get jealous. Israeli honey, from bees.
Wait.
All right. How do you need the kids? Lisa says hi as well.
Wait.
What?
We can't go out without telling the listeners about March 4th.
That's right.
Sunday, March 4th,
That's
3:30 in St. James at Pastor Pat's Church, City of Life and Light. You can come and meet the next rabbi of the Third Temple in person.
That's right. And you want me to go too, right?
Absolutely, Dave. And you could be the warm-up act.
The second time in a row that in a matter of 2 weeks that a rabbi, a Orthodox rabbi from Israel, has asked his fellow Jew to go to church. You heard it here on the Dave Weinbaum Show. Lots of scoops today. Thank you so much, Rabbi Moshe Rothschild. Yes.
If you start studying, maybe you could be assistant rabbi in the Third Temple. I might need some help.
Are you serious?
Yeah, never
wow. I might take you up on that. All righty. I don't know if I'm going. I don't think I'll live long enough. Shabbat shalom, my friend. Big scoop there, ladies and gentlemen. Big scoop. Israel to annex the West Bank. That is huge. If it happens, he was right about the embassy. He called the embassy a week before it was announced, a week before Trump announced it. So that was in the makings then, and I don't know where this guy gets his information. But he's given me a bunch of scoops on the war in Syria and things like that. Why is he standing right next to the Syrian border while this is going on? Okay, well, apparently he's somehow connected, so it's pretty cool. And we will be in church on the 4th of March, I believe, and I'll be, I guess I'm just the featured act, and I'm not the featured, I'm the warm-up to the featured act of the rabbi, which is fine with me. I have no problems with it. You want to call the show, 573-364-4433, all right? And let's talk a little bit about Parkland. I didn't want to lead off with Parkland because, oh, my goodness, it's just so sad. And, but we need to talk about it. So this guy, Nicholas Cruz, walks into this high school. Everybody knows, or most of the kids know this guy as somebody. They joke about it. Well, when is Nicholas coming to get us? And sure enough, he shows up. He turns off he turns on the fire alarm systems. I guess people were leaving school. They were letting school out. It was that time of day. So he had it easy walking in. The only security guy they got is this big, heavy football player, football coach, used to be a football player, and he's unarmed. And everybody loves this guy. I believe his name is Feis, Aaron Feis, Feis. And that son of a gun, a big guy, apparently shielded a bunch of students with his own body, taking 8 bullets. I hope he goes straight to heaven because he got killed. But this is such a sad situation. Meanwhile, everybody's up in arms. All the Democrats are saying, let's get rid of the guns, blah, 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 blah. So they want to go after your gun rights. But maybe there's other ideas. Like maybe we have people with guns to fight this in areas, in locations where it's proven to be an easy target, like, well, schools. So we have a couple of people advising things. In fact, I believe I talked about it with the rabbi at one time. What do you do? What do you do in Israel? Because they have no attacks in these schools. Why? Because a select few of the teachers have guns, and they know and are trained how to use them. These guys who are so nutty, they don't want to go to a place where they're going to get shot at. They don't want that, okay? They don't want to be killed, believe it or not. Well, unless they go kill themselves, but at least when you have somebody that's trained with guns, you can fight back. And this school did not have the ability. You want to call the show, 573-364-4433. Call up just to tell me whether you can hear me or not. All right?
I can hear you.
I don't care about you. Jesus. I would rather have everyone else hearing me than you.
It seems like a backward situation there, doesn't it?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah. By the way,
today.
I'm talking to these people so they can go out and do business with my sponsors, like the guy you had in here last hour, Connor at A1 Tech, who, by the way, is going to be getting me a computer. So I do business with my sponsors. That's one of the reasons I got loyal sponsors. Mm-hmm. And where I can, I do business with them, and they do business with me. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Dave. This is Terry McCauley. I talked to you your first day there, and I was a little upset about the lack of music. Anyway.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to play you some.
Okay, well, anyway, about this gun control thing.
Yeah.
My old man once told me that all locks do is keep honest people honest. Gun control laws are the same way. The honest people will obey the laws, and the criminals will have all the guns. So the answer there is everybody have guns.
Yeah.
And out in the part of the country where I live, if you call the cops, it takes about 30 minutes for them to get there. So we handle our own problems our own way. And me and all my neighbors all have guns.
Sure.
That's
why we have the Second Amendment, for goodness sakes.
Well, of course.
And they want to take all our guns, and there's a reason to do that. The reason is
I know that.
They got all the guns and we have nothing. We can't defend ourselves.
If the government ever declared martial law, they don't want the citizens armed because they could possibly resist.
And I think that's where we were going under Barack Obama. I'm pretty sure that's what he was going to try.
Yeah, well,
and they're still talking about it.
They're still any president. Anytime something happens, and you get all these pansies out there worried about gun control, and they all saying, just take all the guns away. It ain't going to work.
Well,
no
I
matter
hope
what
not.
they do or what law they pass, it ain't going to work.
And you know, as you mentioned, that anywhere they have these strong gun laws, like Chicago, for example, people who want guns are going to get guns.
Yeah.
Drugs are, how easy is it to get illicit drugs? They're illegal. I mean, give me a break. It's in fact, it becomes a real good business because you don't have to pay taxes.
Exactly.
There you go. Hey, thanks a lot, Terry. I'm sorry. I'm happy you're not still mad at me for the lack of rock and roll.
It caught me off guard, and I was upset because
I know
I'm a chainsaw carver, and when I'm listening to music, I get into a groove.
You know what? You know what I'm going to do just for you?
Really cool stuff.
This is just for you, all right, buddy?
Okay.
All right, let's hit it. You like ZZ Top?
Oh, I love ZZ Top.
ZZ Top, baby, right now. Okay, you got it?
I'm tell you something.
This is for
I made a
Terry
9-foot
McCauley.
call.
Huh?
All right.
All right, pal. Thanks. Hit it. ZZ Top. Got me under pressure. That's for Terry McCauley, who, by the way, now is not just a rocker, he's a talker. And isn't that cool? Hi there, welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Nope, I guess not. Okay. All right, so call the show, 573-364-4433. So, well, there we go. God, I love callers. I don't know why I like callers so much, but I think they add so much to the show. Even the ones that are, I mean, Terry was once nasty to me, and look, he calls back. Hi there, welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Dave Shelby.
Hi, Dave. What's up, baby? Where are you from?
Salem, Missouri.
Salem. What can I do for you? We got a bad connection. I can't understand you. All right, call back. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Dave. This is Martha from north of Doolittle.
Oh, I know you. Hi, Martha. What's up?
Well, I am calling in connection with the shooting in Florida.
Uh-huh.
This definitely, just like the other shootings that have happened, this is not a gun problem. This is a mental health problem.
Well, yeah, and I would agree with that, except that it's kind of, these people that get in between the edges are going to be very difficult to find. I would say it's more of a security problem than anything. You got to have guns. And if somebody had even that one security guard, if he had a gun, he might have been able to take him out.
Exactly. But, this 19-year-old passed all of his background checks for the guns that he bought. His right to privacy for his mental conditions trumps our right to safety. Because none of his problems ever showed up, in his background. He was the Daily Mail at UK is reporting that he was under mental health counseling for about a year, and he walked away from it, and no one followed up with him.
Right. And by the way, the FBI had this guy's name.
Exactly.
They had his name. And they said, what, we couldn't find him?
The
his
FBI
name
interviewed the person who turned him in.
Yes.
But they never bothered to visit him.
No, they did visit the guy who turned him in. All
yes,
right?
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
but they never
did. Okay.
bothered to visit the shooter and ask,
right,
what's
well,
up with your
Nicholas,
video
he
posting?
spells his name Nicholas. His name was on that tweet or whatever
exactly.
it was. Nicholas with a K. They found out there's 13 people in the United States of America that spell their names with a K with Nicholas, okay?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they
pretty
knew who he
darn
was.
easy to find a guy. I would think FBI.
Well, the police had visited the house because there were calls about his disruptive behavior by the neighbors.
Yeah.
But, if someone is, firing a gun off in the middle of the neighborhood and is just doing target practice, that's not anything unusual.
Well, everybody knew about this
But-
guy. The kids knew about him.
I know. You read the reports, and all these kids, said,
Sure.
"Oh yeah, we knew who it was right from the start."
Yeah, I wonder when he's going to come to get us. I mean, they're probably
exactly.
joking about it, but still.
I mean, they missed all. People talk about looking for warning signs. This guy was practically screaming at everybody.
And he was all over social media displaying his guns.
Exactly.
So, all right. Hey, listen, thanks a lot, Martha. I appreciate it. Hi to Chester. Do we still have another caller? Yes? No? Okay, I guess not.
You're not.
You could have just answered. You didn't have to buzz me.
Well, I
okay,
didn't know.
there it is.
Sometimes I don't know.
Yeah, we got a lot of callers today. Great. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Dave Shelby. Sorry about the service.
Oh, that's
earlier.
okay. That's okay. No problem. What can I do for you, Dave?
You hear gun security. See, I grew up in Illinois. Was born in Missouri, but grew up in Illinois. And
where in Illinois?
We had Mount Vernon.
Okay. Yeah, I grew up in Skokie, Chicago area.
Okay, I know where that's at. We had security officers. We had, part-time police officers that also, crisscrossed the campus, when they were off duty. We didn't have the shootings. We had plenty of gangs and things like that, but we didn't have the shootings going crazy either. And I mean, I know that's 18 years ago, but I believe we do need security, especially in urban areas.
Well, yeah, and they were talking about even getting these these people that have retired military. I mean, they're so. I mean, how do you let a school like that? You got to protect these kids. It's a crapshoot sending your kid to school these days.
Exactly.
It's incredible.
That's why we moved
By the way,
back to Missouri.
did you know the McHughes, the family that owned the McDonald's in Mount Vernon?
Yeah, I worked for them for about 5 years total, off and
All right,
off.
well,
year,
they
2
were
years
friends
there.
of mine. They were friends of mine. Hey, thanks a lot, buddy. I appreciate it. We have another caller. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Adolph. You remember me?
Adolph! You made it all the way to my show down here. All right.
Yeah, I have a hard time getting it here, but
Out there,
that's all right.
You're in
We'll get a little
Waynesville,
bit.
right? Are you in Waynesville?
Yep.
Okay, what can I do for you, Adolph?
Well, I was just wondering, why is nobody asking all the questions that need to be asked? Like, how did this kid get the gun? Was he on the no-gun list because the FBI knew he was a turd? And all these other questions that nobody is asking.
I know, but he wasn't. He bought the gun legally. You couldn't buy a beer in Florida at that age, but you could buy a AR-15.
Well, yeah, but if the FBI knew that he was some kind of jerk,
The FBI dropped it. They were too busy overthrowing our government.
yeah, ain't that
You
true?
can quote me on that, too. Okay?
I got no problem.
Unbelievable. They're all over the Trump thing, right? But they can't figure out a kid's a danger like that. He said he was going to become a professional shooter. Okay, he was going to shoot up a school. And
That kind of tells you something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would think that, well, that might pique your interest if you're an FBI guy. Another case of what's wrong with these people. Hey, thanks a lot, Adolph. You got a meeting coming up, right?
You bet. They dropped the ball again. No, we had our meeting for February.
All right.
One in March.
All right, well, great. Hey, thanks. Appreciate
You
it.
bet. Have a good one.
All right, you too. All right, we do you have another caller?
I don't.
Okay, that's good because we
You want
need
me to
to
ask
take
a question?
Huh?
You want me to ask a question?
Yeah, sure. About time
I
you
don't
did
have
something.
anything. I'll get you later.
Been about
I'll
a
call
year
you
and a
back
half.
later.
It's about time you participated a little bit. You know, could be your final show. All right, we're going to do a break right now because we're getting a little behind, aren't we?
We're never behind.
No.
We're on top of things here.
We are on top
I got
of
your
things
back.
here. Oh, you got my back? Oh, golly. Who's got my front? All right. Hopefully she does. Ooh, baby. All right, we're going to be right back. This is the Dave Weinbaum Show.
When it comes to making travel plans, Trips and More Travel Agency of Rolla has skilled agents to help you plan that perfect getaway. With over 27 years of combined experience, the agents are dedicated to providing you the highest quality of customer service, specializing in custom travel, family vacation, and destination weddings. Trips and More can make your vacation unique and fun. Stop in today at 116 West 8th Street in Rolla. Or call 314-3300. That's 314-3300.
For the best in steaks, wine, and great conversation, visit Matt's Steakhouse. Matt's Steakhouse has banquet facilities for all of your event needs, from small office parties to large wedding receptions and everything in between. Matt's Steakhouse, open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Saturday, located on the Dillon Outer Road in Rolla, just east of exit 189. Call Matt's Steakhouse at 364-1220 to book your next event. For the best in steaks, wine, and great conversation, visit Matt's Steakhouse.
We live in the country, and our gravel driveway is always washing out. After every rain, we'd have ruts, bumps, and a guest would complain about muddy shoes walking to the house. Well, it took just one call to Melrose Asphalt to solve those problems for good. For a free estimate, give a call to Melrose Asphalt for paving, sealing, and even quarry products and find out how easy and economical it could be. Give Melrose Asphalt a call at 364-9101, 364-9101.
Hi, this is Sarah Weinbaum, massage therapist at Lavish Day Spa, formerly known as Terra Day Spa. Come visit me at our all-new location on North Bishop next to Steak and Shake. Come take your stress and worries away with our full-service salon and day spa, featuring discounts on Dermalogica and other skincare items offered with a purchase of a facial. New location, same number, 364-0905. Come sail away at Lavish Day Spa in Rolla.
Whether you're planning a small family get-together or a large company gathering for the holidays, Lucas Wine & Spirits has what you need, plus great gift ideas, too, at Lucas Wine & Spirits Superstore, 15678 Manchester Road, where the smart people shop.
And now you can shop online at lucasliquorstl.com. With a superstore inventory, Lucas Wine & Spirits is sure to have just what you're looking for, from beer, wine, and all your spirits. Lucas Liquor in Ellisville on Manchester.
Does your trip to the dentist office sound like this? If so, it's time to come see the friendly staff at Forum Dental, where they make dentistry simple and fun. Forum Dental is committed to patient satisfaction and high-quality dental care. So come to Forum Dental, where they do it all, from teeth cleaning and whitening to bridges and crowns and so much more. At Forum Dental, they make every dental experience a pleasant one. Forum Dental, working together to be better. Visit their website at forumdental.com.
If you're remodeling your home, then you are going to want to start from the bottom up and get some new flooring at the Flooring Nook in Rolla. Oh, you went to a big box store. How'd that go?
Excuse me, sir. I need some help picking out flooring. Oh, yeah. I'm in lawn and garden, and I'm on break. I'll get somebody.
And then no one ever comes.
Sir, the store is closing. You're going to have to leave. Should have went to the Flooring Nook.
Yes, you should have. See the folks that actually want to help with your flooring needs at the Flooring Nook.
Stop in at 2077 Old St. James Road or find us on Facebook.
Kent, it seems like just yesterday that you opened Kent Jewelry in downtown Rolla, and now you're retiring.
We want to thank the entire community for making this the greatest sale of our 34-year history. The deepest markdowns have now been taken, and the staff is making deals like never before.
There's still some great bargains to be had. I hope that everyone has the chance to take advantage of them.
Me too, Lindy, with savings now up to 75%. Most everything is being sold at near or below cost. The absolute best deals are now being made, and there are just a few days left to get yourself the deal of a lifetime. Kent Jewelry Retirement Sale, downtown Rolla.
We now know from the GOP memos that approximately 7 months earlier, in October of 2016, that the FBI, the DOJ, they were using that dossier as the bulk of the FISA application to get the warrant to spy on the Trump campaign associate Carter Page. Now, we've also discovered that the FBI and the DOJ lied to the FISA court judge. They never told the judge, although they knew it, that Clinton paid for the dossier. Instead, they thought they were clever. They put a little footnote in the application about the dossier perhaps having some political affiliation. So Brennan was either the most uninformed CIA director in the history of the country, or was he lying to Congress? Now, that's just the start of Brennan's problems.
All right, we're back on the Dave Weinbaum Show. I'm just looking at a Drudge report from my lovely girlfriend, Lisa. Strasser, media blames Trump. Oh, sure, it was all Trump's fault. Kimmel gets out of this. The president is mentally ill. Oh, my God. Facebook group says murder Republicans. Okay, I got to leave. I'm out of here. I'm looking, you know. God, these a lot of sick people, and not all of them are carrying guns, shooting people in schools. All right, wow. How is this Trump's fault? Where do they get that stuff? You know, my goodness. All right, so we're gonna take. We'll call the show 573-364-4433, and why don't we get DeAnna Lorraine, a matchmaking expert, on the show, and we're gonna do her interview, and then we'll be right back for more hard-hitting politics and news. This is the Dave Weinbaum Show. Ladies and gentlemen, new guest on the Dave Weinbaum Show, a matchmaker passionate about helping people find epic relationships, author of Making Love Great Again, the Love Doctor, DeAnna Lorraine. Hi, DeAnna. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Do you mind being called the Love Doctor?
Not at all.
Well, that's
Not
great.
All
right, so if this works out, you could be the dating coach to the Dave Weinbaum Show. How's that?
Oh, that sounds fantastic. Dating
Yes.
and relationship coach. It's they're two different segments.
And I stepped on your Valentine's Day greeting, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I love Valentine's Day. You know why?
Why?
It's only a couple days till spring training.
That's great.
There we go. Hey,
that's such a guy answer.
I know. I'm a guy. What can I tell you?
Of course.
What's your specialty? First timers, second timers, or above?
First timers for what?
For relationships.
Oh, you know what? It's really all of the above. There's a lot of people that I work with that have never been in even a relationship before, and they're 40 or 50 years old, and they've never been married, and they're looking for the one. And then I work with a lot of couples who are, maybe experiencing some rockiness or some disconnection, and I help to make their love great again, make their marriage great again, and revive that romance and passion and connection.
40 and 50 years old, and they haven't had a relationship. Are you dealing with a retired priest?
God gosh, you would think, but in this day and
Wow.
age, there's a lot of issues that have made people, it's just technology and things. It's easier to hide behind a computer screen or video games and not actually engage with people in real life and have real relationships.
Now, must a relationship progress to marriage to become epic?
Yes. Well, no, not necessarily. I think some people just are not, they just don't want marriage, and that's their prerogative. So I don't think it necessarily has to have marriage, but I think that I personally believe in monogamy. I think that monogamy is what works best. And, so I do think that a marriage or a relationship should be monogamous.
Well, a relationship can be monogamous and not be married. In fact, a lot of married people cheat.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
So that's why. So I think if it's monogamous, then it can be epic, and it could be
There you
married or just in a relationship.
Hey, talk about the Me Too deal going on right now, and the politics involved with PC. What is this doing to your relationships? And who's winning this war?
And what?
Who's winning this war?
You know what? I think that both parties are losing this war, ultimately. Women might think that they're winning this battle, but ultimately both men and women are both sexes are losing this war. And I'll tell you why. The Me Too movement is causing a lot of men to just give up on women and check out of women in society and say, you know what? I'm just going to pursue my work, my career, and other things, and women might just be too much to deal with right now, and I don't want to be slapped with a sexual harassment charge if I'm just innocently flirting with a girl or asking her out. Is that going to be considered sexual harassment or offensive?
Isn't
so a lot
that
of
something?
Men are just saying no.
You know, I have some businesses around here, and I go in there, and some of the gals, they come up to me and hug me. And, as long as there's enough people around, I'm okay. But, I feel a little squeamish a lot more these days than I ever did in my fairly long business career. So I know what you're talking about.
I would be like Mike Pence. I think he has a rule that he never is alone with a woman in a meeting or anything unless it's his wife. And, if I were a man these days, I would do the same.
Hey, how important is passion in what you do for a job, and how do you share that with a relationship?
With what I do for a job, you mean my passion for my career?
Yeah, you and other people.
So, I believe passion is huge for a relationship, and I think that you can have a marriage or a relationship work just based on common values. But I do think that passion and that chemistry, you got to have something more than just, compatibility. And I think passion is what helps keep it going, and it's what you go back to when times get a little bit rough. And you might not like each other, but you love each other.
How do you have the same passion for your job that you do for your relationship? How do you balance that?
Well, my job actually makes me be more passionate with my relationship because I get to see couples. I get to help them renew their passion, and I get to see couples fall in love and be kind of the orchestrator of that. I get to help people. I get to witness their marriages or their babies being born and get sent their wedding invitations, or a call that says, "Hey, I just found my girlfriend. We became exclusive." So all of that renews my passion for a relationship because I get to see all those great things. I get to see all the great sides of love.
What do you think of
society.
dating sites?
I think dating sites. I met my relationship on a dating site. I think they can absolutely work.
Yeah.
And I think that it should be part of a person's overall strategy, but it should be also coupled with offline dating, meeting people in real life. But I think it's cool because it allows you to meet people outside your zip code and people that you might never have thought about before. All of a sudden, your soulmate could be in another part of the world, but they're your soulmate.
What about going to bars for relationships?
You know what? Your soulmate could be anywhere. So I think bars could work. I've met people from bars before, too. But be careful about, I think you don't want to be like so sloppy or go home with them the first night. I think that kind of sends the wrong message. But most importantly, I think you should be going to places where you're likely to be, where your passions are.
Hey, I drive a SUV. What does that say about me?
I think that means that you're probably a more adventurous kind of guy, more masculine. You probably are a family-oriented kind of guy.
I'm getting really built up here. Thanks. Hey, DeAnna.
That's what I read right off the top of my head.
You know what? I'll tell you what I think as soon as my girlfriend tells me what that is. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, DeAnna Lorraine, the Love Doctor, on the Dave Weinbaum Show. And tell me about your book.
My book is called Making Love Great Again, The New Road to Reviving Romance and Winning at Relationships.
How do you get it?
You can go to Amazon. There's all versions, paperback and Kindle, and it's a fantastic book about restoring some traditional values and conservative values around love and relationships and romance. And some others. The Me Too movement is mentioned in there, feminism, all the kind of factors that have led to this decay in romance and how to get it back on track.
And your website is?
DeAnnaLorraine.com.
Thank you so much, DeAnna Lorraine.
Thank you.
And you have a great weekend. And in relationship to the Me Too movement out there, there's something happening. She's right about that. Men are getting very, very anxious about approaching women, and is that right, Stan, do you think? What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, because you can speak for that, can't you?
I can.
Yeah. If I approached a woman right now, my girlfriend would kill me.
Well,
so I couldn't very well do that. But, I do get hugs in this restaurant by even guys and gals that come up and hug me. But I wonder about, I might have to wonder about the guys, too, shouldn't I? I don't know. We got to be equal in our fear about molesting these days, don't we, Keith? Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, you ought to know. You ought to know. I thought we did that bit last week, didn't we? Hey, getting back to Parkland. By the way, the phone number is 573-364-4433. And some of you out there, get it off your chest. This is your chance. This is Release Friday. In other words, you can release your tensions and your passions on this show, and then you can enjoy the weekend until it builds up to next Friday. I mean, I should charge for this. I do, because anyone want to sponsor the show, call me, 573-578-2700. And if you don't like political shows, call me, and I'll send you to Stan, okay? Because they play rock and roll all day and all night here, other than me. In fact, why don't I play another song? How about Jefferson Airplane? Don't you want somebody to love?
You know what? It didn't make the cut today. We're going to have to...
What do you mean it didn't make the cut?
I can't find it.
You said you had it, you dope. What
Try
the hell's that?
anything else.
Oh, my God. The others are tough.
Anything else.
Okay,
It's all yours.
How about Queen? Another one bites the dust. Did that make it?
See, I can do it.
Oh
I can do that.
All right, go ahead. Go for it.
Bucks further down the street with the people way down low. Ain't no sound but the sound of speed. Machine guns ready to go. Are you ready? Hey, are you ready for this? Are you hanging on the edge of your seat? Out of the doorway, the bullets rip. To the sound of the beat, yeah. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone, and another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey, hey, I'm gonna get you too. Another one bites the dust. How do you think I'm gonna get along without you when you're gone? You took me for everything that I had and kicked me out of my own. Are you happy? Are you satisfied? How long can you stand the heat? Out of the doorway, the bullets rip. Still sound the beat, yeah. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone, and another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey, I'm gonna get you too.
Another one bites the dust. Yeah. Another producer bites the dust. Da 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 da. Oh man,
That
it was
happens.
just a perfect. What happened?
Well, I have all these computers here. It's like I'm launching a rocket over
I
here.
gave you the songs. I gave you the songs. You're an experienced radio producer. You're
lucky the
25
chair spins so I can get around here.
5 years in the business. Oh my goodness! Well, it looks pretty difficult. Just to give you a little bit of an out there, looks pretty difficult. But then again, This is what you chose to do, all right?
This is my life.
I chose to
understand
talk,
that.
and you chose to fiddle around with machines.
With stuff.
What can I tell you? Stuff, right. So what the hell? All right, we're back on the show here. If you want to call at 573-364-4433, all right, and be a star on the Dave Weinbaum Show. Okay, so going back to Parkland, and obviously this is a political football now, and now you've got people calling for the deaths of Republican congressmen. You know, are there any baseball fields around? You know, it's going to. We might have a civil war in this country, and I'm not kidding about it. This keeps on going. If they don't do something about on both sides, if they don't do something about an active coup on the President of the United States by our intel services, and you're going to hear from Victor Hanson pretty soon, and he's going to tell you why we need to go after these people. But I'm not sure that the punishment that he's looking for is the punishment that I'm looking for. I don't think losing your job over this is enough. You know, they're fired. They get pensions. Who cares? All right? When you are planning to overthrow or to seek to destroy an election for a candidate based on you overthrowing the rights of voters to their legitimate vote, that's treason. You can't do that in America. And if they don't do something about this quick, you're going to weaponize every single election now in the future with the previous administration trying to get rid of the other administration, or vice versa. The new administration getting rid of the old administration. It's going to seem that way, too. But we have obvious crimes. You can't just hide them. They're out there. What's really going to be interesting is to see what the Inspector General report says. Because, quite frankly, I don't trust Mueller as far as I can throw him. There's no way this guy is legit. We just found out that Mueller... Do you have Mueller? No?
Too many things going on.
Oh, my God.
Mueller. You do it so well.
Would somebody get his, what do you call those things that babies suck on?
Pacifier.
Would somebody get his pacifier? My God, he's about ready to break out into tears. Why do you tell me you've got this stuff and it's ready to go, and it's not?
I think this is the second time I told you it's not ready to go. If I remember right.
What?
I think this is the second time today I've told you it's not ready to go.
I know, but I keep hoping. I mean, I keep having this confidence in you. I don't know why.
Don't have it.
Okay. Well,
You
I've
got
got
me
to
over
ask.
here.
I thought you've been able to fix it. It didn't ask for 15 minutes.
Fiddling with other
I
stuff.
just figured you might
I
have
have
it.
all this stuff, all these
my
buttons
God.
and things.
All right. We got plenty of time, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe by the end of the show, when the show's over, he'll have this stuff figured out.
Don't count on it.
I'm not. I'm not now. That's for darn sure. Okay. So we had this one brave coach. Stands there, and he was a big guy. He was a bear of a man. The kids all love this guy. He graduated from that school. He was a junior varsity football coach, and you could see I saw the kids' interview this morning of him, and I occasionally break out into tears. Usually when my girlfriend yells and screams at me, but this time I broke out into tears because of what these kids said about this guy. And what a great guy he was. And he would stop them at the gate and he'd say, how you doing today? He'd be concerned about them. Are you doing, how's your classes and stuff? He was just one of those people that went to the school and stayed there. And stayed there as a football coach, a teacher, and at the end, a security guard. And the only thing he had to protect these kids was his body and his life. And he did it. He went straight at this guy. Got 8 bullets. Meant for, probably other students, of these kids. So it's a real nightmare. But he shouldn't have had to do that. Let's get some people with guns in there, for goodness sakes. You're never going to stop this. Mental illness. Anybody could be called. And, let's look at the other side of the mental illness issue. You know how the Soviet Union deals with politicians who object to other politicians? Do you know anyone?
They kill them.
Not yet, Stan. Get easy, easy,
Come out of the
easy, Stan. Easy, Stan.
Well, that's right. The
Settle
Cold War's
down. No,
over.
they put him in the.
We're not
They
in the
put him
Cold
in
War
the.
anymore.
They put him
Sorry.
in the psychiatric institution. Something you might look into, Stan.
Yeah. Well,
And then they kill him, maybe, but when they get out, but they leave him there for years and years and years.
wow.
You know, and that's what the Soviet Union is famous for. Oh, you're going to object to me? You must be ill. Let's cure you. And if you're not cured after 10 years and behind the psychiatric ward there, well, your life isn't worth a bottle of Smirnoff. You know, so what the hell?
It's North Korea is where they just kill you.
Oh,
I'm
that's
just
right.
done with you.
Well,
right.
yeah,
Have you
pretty
seen the
much. Well, they
cheerleaders?
put you in camps. No, I didn't see them.
Have you seen the cheerleaders on the Olympics from the North Korea?
No, what do they look like?
Oh, they're just happy and they're clapping, they're swaying back and forth. It's like, yeah, like their life depends on it.
Well, if you ever watch these guys speak in front of them, somebody's watching and they're monitoring
Absolutely.
how enthusiastically they clap, and I'm sure there's
Everybody's all happy in North
penalties.
Korea.
You know,
Yeah.
so I don't know. Yeah. That's that the Olympics. Speaking of that, it's a big disaster. I mean, people bought tickets, nobody shows up, and boring. Oh my God, how can you watch that? I mean, maybe if there's a hockey game on, but how do you watch skiing? I don't see how that works. Anyways, all right, listen, we're going to take another break because we kind of have to. And by the way, I want you to go spend money with my sponsors because you know what? They have been loyal to me. They came with me. I think every single one of them came with me from the other station, which is absolutely, I did not expect that. It's a miracle. This whole situation is a miracle. This is the biggest turnaround in showbiz history and the quickest turnaround. We're not talking about waiting a couple years to get another gig. 27 hours after my show was canceled, Steve Wheeler, the owner of the station, urged on by Stan, the man here, urged on by him, decided that he would allow me to have a show on his station here, K-Kid 92.9. So it's a big deal. So spend money with these guys, will you please? They're loyal and they're good people. This is the Dave Weinbaum Show.
We're rocking the Ozarks. Move away from the dial. Do not touch a thing.
Darn! I should have asked for more music.
KKID, Salem, Rolla.
We live in the country, and our gravel driveway is always washing out. After every rain, we'd have ruts, bumps, and a guest would complain about muddy shoes walking to the house. Well, it took just one call to Melrose Asphalt to solve those problems for good. For a free estimate, give a call to Melrose Asphalt for paving, sealing, and even quarry products and find out how easy and economical it could be. Give Melrose Asphalt a call at 364-9101, 364-9101.
Reality check number 22. On a scale of 1 to 10, shouldn't customer service be an 11? At Town & Country Bank, we have a solution for that. Walk into any Town & Country and you'll feel welcome right away. We're your neighbors. If you're a customer, we'll probably even call you by name. It's just what neighbors do. Town & Country Bank. Smart, friendly solutions. Member FDIC.
Whether you're planning a small family get-together or large company gathering for the holidays, Lucas Wine & Spirits has what you need, plus great gift ideas too, at Lucas Wine & Spirits Superstore, 15678 Manchester Road, where the smart people shop.
And now you can shop online at lucasliquorstl.com. With a superstore inventory, Lucas Wine & Spirits is sure to have just what you're looking for, from beer, wine, and all your spirits. Lucas Liquor in Ellisville on Manchester.
Owning a business can be tough, and knowing what insurance you need can be confusing. Help is here with the Daniel & Henry Company. Daniel & Henry Company is an independent insurance broker providing a full range of risk management and insurance products and services for clients locally, nationally, and internationally. They find cost-effective solutions for your business and personal needs, from work comp, general liability, property and auto, and all points in between. Protecting your business is their business. Call Richard Boyette at the Daniel & Henry Company today, 314-444-5011. When it comes to investing, here's something to think about. First, are you satisfied with results? Has your advisor taken the time to learn your investment objectives and devised a plan for achieving them? If you answered no to any of those questions, It's time to call St. Louis money manager Lindbergh Capital Management at 314-416-0055. You'll quickly see the difference. They take the time to get to know you, learn your goals, and what's appropriate for you. Call Lindbergh Capital Management today at 314-416-0055.
If you're remodeling your home, then you are going to want to start from the bottom up and get some new flooring at the Flooring Nook in Rolla. Oh, you went to a big box store. How'd that go?
Excuse me, sir. I need some help picking out flooring. Oh, yeah. I'm in lawn and garden, and I'm on break. I'll get somebody.
And then no one ever comes.
Sir, the store is closing. You're going to have to leave. Should have went to the Flooring Nook.
Yes, you should have. See the folks that actually want to help with your flooring needs at the Flooring Nook.
Stop in at 2077 Old St. James Road or find us on Facebook.
How many more phone calls involving Michael Flynn and other would-be administration officials were intercepted and recorded? Were the President of the United States, the now President of the United States, Donald Trump, were his phone calls intercepted and recorded? I am speaking as somebody who is Chief of Staff to an Attorney General. I am telling you, it is not that simple to get authorization from the FISA court. It's not that simple to be tapping into phone calls and recording phone calls, particularly of private citizens. And so the question is, how many of Michael Flynn's phone calls to various foreign leaders were intercepted by the Obama administration and recorded by the Obama administration? How many phone calls by Donald Trump, if any, have been intercepted by the Obama administration and recorded by the Obama administration?
This is before and after the election. He was still being surveilled. Now, he was told by Comey that he was not under criminal investigation, Donald Trump. And Donald Trump feigned that he was taping Comey because Comey would not admit that in public. Why wouldn't you admit that in public? And that's probably why he got his butt fired, because you know what? He was holding a card. He was holding an ace. He was blackmailing the president. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. Thank you for holding. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Lee from Richland.
Hi, Lee. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, I know Trump's talking about wanting to, put some of our military equipment through a parade, and so we could all see what we all own. And I think it's a good idea. I mean, every once in a while, I like to go down to the gun safe and open it up. Look what I got. And this is our.
Hey, if you get off on it, I mean, that's cool, Lee. What can I tell you? You there?
What now?
I was joking. Don't go get your guns and come after me. All right? I made a joke. It was a joke. It was a bad joke. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I
All right.
didn't know where you was going with that, but anyway,
It was a joke.
It's our military equipment, and it's
Yes.
good to see where our tax money's going.
Well, yeah.
I mean, we don't have to see everything, but I'd like to see some of my stuff. It's your stuff. It's all of our stuff. And, it's, if they put this stuff out there, they put air shows on for people to see what's going on, military air shows, but I'd like to see some of the other stuff. I think it's a good idea to put our equipment out there and let people know,
Well,
hey,
you know what? I don't. For me, it's okay, but, I'd rather have them focused on really getting ready for what's happening. And I don't know if that really does. You're learning how to march in cadence. Okay, that's one thing. But do you really want to spend a lot of time and effort with an army that's right now underfunded until we get ourselves back together?
Well,
see, that's my take on it.
I think some of our equipment would be just a good idea. I think people would like to see some of that they got, and that's just the way it goes. I think.
Well, and you'd lend them some of your guns so they can display that out in America.
Hey, I ain't got the good stuff. I just I got little squirrel shooters.
All right, Lee. Thanks a lot, buddy. Have a good weekend. Thanks for calling. Thanks for finding me on Dave on this wonderful station, K-Kid 92.9. All right, you want to call the show? Be a hero. Call 573-364-4433. Okay, we're back on the show, and I think we're going to talk to Cheryl Chumley, who has another scoop, and this is about the artist who painted the Obama pictures, who painted the portraits of Obama and his wife, Michelle. And you can't believe the other work. What?
Just Obama. Not Michelle.
He didn't do Michelle?
Correct.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry. Thank you for correcting me, darling. But he painted Obama, and you got to see some of his other paintings. Nobody in the press seems to want to report on it. Why not? If this was Donald Trump, and he had a portrait artist that had painted what this guy painted, well, I'll tell you what, they've been having riots in the streets right now. Hit it, please. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, the star of the Dave Weinbaum Show, media goddess, online editor of the Washington Times, Cheryl Chumley. Hi, Cheryl. How are you?
I'm doing great, Dave. Hope
Good.
you are.
Oh, good. Thanks. Hey, let's go right to the topic I sent you this morning. I don't know if I'm saying the name right, but Kahindi Wiley, the painter of the official portraits of the Obamas, has done other portraits. Can you comment on the two that I sent you?
Well, it's absolutely ridiculous that a past president of the United States would choose an artist for the official portrait who has painted pictures of black women holding severed white women's heads. I mean, this is an abomination to what America stands for. And really, in the mainstream media, that should have been top and front center in the media cycle. And it still should be, in my opinion.
I haven't heard a peep. Rush was talking about it today, but he didn't mention it. And I haven't seen anything on Fox or other news channels about it. I am amazed, actually, that nothing's been reported upon it.
Well, we had it on the Washington Times, but, the coverage has been really thin on this. And you got to realize, if this was a Republican president, if this had been a Republican George Bush or even Trump when the time comes, the press would be all over the background. So
if you had an artist hired that actually depicted white women with decapitated heads of black women, you'd have riots everywhere.
Wouldn't you, though?
Oh, man, it's incredible.
Yeah.
All right, hey, what's your solution to the carnage of these school attacks like yesterday's in Florida? Do you have one?
I do. It's certainly not gun control. I think it's time immediately to go into effect that teachers, administrators, staffers who already have the rights to concealed carry in their personal lives be allowed to carry those Second Amendment rights onto their jobs, into the classrooms. Look, you don't even have to have an armed presence, but just the fact that there could be armed teachers at the school, don't you think that would put a little question mark in a kid's mind before he takes it on himself to go into the school and shoot up students? Just the fear that he might be shot back at seems to me logical, that it would stop some of these shootings.
There's another country that does that.
Israel.
That's right. And they have almost zero shootings in the schools. Zero.
Yep.
So
well, we have a Democratic
I
Party
could not agree more with you. I could not agree more with you. Hey, the Baltimore had 11 days or so of consecutive without a murder. Yet 2 detectives have been convicted of recently. What was that about?
Yeah, they were convicted of racketeering and corruption and so forth, basically stealing money from the citizens that they're supposed to protect and serve. And the reason I wrote about this was not so much that this is, a major issue in the general scheme of crime coverage in America, but that some of the media reports about it put in headlines that it was shocking, and it was shock and awe that these detectives were brought up on these charges. And I say we need to stop holding police in such high regard that they are infallible to sin and so forth, that they're humans just like the rest of us, and they're government officials as well. And we need to look at police, teachers, even librarians in the same light.
Hey, Joy Behar excoriated the Vice President Pence for his Christian faith in Jesus. What if she had said that about a Muslim?
Yeah, well, maybe she would have had a jihad unleashed against her, and she wouldn't be feeling so safe and secure in her gated, well-armed, security-protected home right now.
And she would not. She would be abandoned she would be fired.
Right. I mean, Muslims, when you mock their faith or criticize their faith, you put yourself at risk of having your head cut off, to put it bluntly. So it's only Christianity that gets mocked that way by those on the left, because they know that they're going to get away with it.
Hey, Cheryl, you know, I married an environmental nut. Yeah, she recycles husbands. I was one of them. I was thrown right out there with the cardboard. Cheryl Chumley, everybody, thank you so much for calling in and being a star in the Dave Weinbaum Show. You have a great weekend. So my girlfriend's looking at me, squinching her face like I said something awful. It was a joke. Come on, environmental nut.
Nice try, Dave.
Okay, she recycled husbands. I mean, that's pretty good. Okay, Stan's laughing. I don't know, he's laughing at me, not with me, but I'm not laughing here. Hey, do you need a home loan? Travis Bell with USA Mortgage has the solution you have been looking for. Travis Bell Mortgage Team offers up to 100% financing and works with the #1 home loan company in Missouri. Find out why they are the #1 mortgage lender in Missouri. Call today or apply online at TravisBellHomeLoans.com for a free mortgage pre-approval. Call 417-818-5057 or go to TravisBellHomeLoans.com and get a pre-approved today for your next home loan. Hey, getting a mortgage elsewhere is frustrating, but Travis Bell Home Loans can make it easy for you. Call 417-818-5057. Thank you. Hey, hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Lynn from Steelville. How are you?
Hi, Lynn. Steelville Lynn. How are you?
Hey, I found you by accident. I was just going through the channels, and there was your voice.
You know, that's interesting because I thought everybody knew, but they don't.
Well, I listened to two stations, your previous one and a Christian radio, and so I was going back to the Christian radio to listen, and there was your voice. And you know what? You just slipped up. You just said my wife, and then you said my girlfriend.
When did I say that?
You said that.
No. It was part of the joke, all right? See, now you're going to start trouble. This is trouble. Lynn, you're always. Why do you have to do
listen,
this?
I have a question.
I like you and all that stuff, but you're getting me in trouble.
No, I have a question.
Okay.
All right. Do you think that we're ever going to get to the bottom of this and they'll be held accountable? Do you think that Hillary will ever be held accountable and will put the focus where it needs to go and not on our president?
I think that they're going to have to. I don't see. In fact, I'm going to be talking to Victor Davis Hanson, Dr. Victor Davis Hanson, who is off the charts smart. And this guy, Rush featured him for about a half an hour on his show a couple days ago. And I got this guy to interview with me live. And later on in the show, we're going to have a 2-part interview with him. And you got to listen closely now. That's how smart this guy is. You got to pay attention.
Okay.
And he'll talk about it. And I ask him the questions pertinent, I believe. He seemed to be alluding to, well, they already are getting punished because they're going to lose their jobs, they're retiring, blah, blah, blah. That's not enough. If you committed crimes, you have to be tried, especially if you're in the position of the power that FBI agents have and Department of Justice personnel have. You have to be tried for these crimes.
Right.
And if convicted, you got to be punished, don't you?
I hope so, and I hope it's just like Watergate. I hope that they hold them accountable and they get jail time, all of them.
In fact,
including Hillary.
We compare, with me and the doctor here, he compares why this is even much worse than Watergate. Much worse. And I would agree with you, Lynn.
So, because it's so discouraging because we don't seem to be getting anywhere. And that's the encouragement. Thank you.
We got to go. You know what? There's been ups and downs. You got to stay vigilant and you got to stay active, and you can't let a defeat here or there prevent you from fighting back, because they're going to roll over us if we show the slightest weaknesses. They're going to just roll over us. They don't care. All right. Thanks, Lynn. Appreciate it.
All right.
You have a great weekend. All right. And I want to give a shout out to Gary over there at Lucas Liquors, who's been a very, very loyal sponsor of this show. And boy, does he have a great liquor store out there. It's called Lucas Wine and Spirits. and it's Lukas. Look them up. They're just, I was there the other day, spent a lot of money there, and let me tell you, I went there 5 years before I had this bright idea. Hey, I got a radio show in Rolla, Missouri, and we don't have a place like Lucas Liquors up there. I mean, he's going to be the number one wine rated person in Missouri. He's already the number one beer rated person in Missouri, and the whiskeys and the other stuff he's got, just amazing. So look him up when you get up there. Tell him Dave sent you, all right? Tell him you want the Dave Weinbaum discount. Oh, he'll probably charge you double. Maybe you shouldn't say that. So, anyways, call the show, 573-364-4433. And let's see here. Okay, so we've got this deal now with the White House, and this was the big news thing. This was it. This guy, his name was, I forget, Porter or something like that. The guy that found out they had ex-wives that he hit.
Porter,
yeah. Yep. So the FBI, according to Director Wray, who very smugly said, we had this investigation done and sent over to the White House in November. And so what Sarah Sanders says, the press gal for the president, was that, well, it's still in our situation. It wasn't, it sounds like crap. But is this more important than looking for a crazed potential killer who says he's going to do it? I mean, the FBI, what are you doing? Is this your priority, is to get rid of the president? I grant you that's something you do, but you couldn't do both? If you had to do one, which would you rather do? Prevent 17 kids from getting killed by looking at this obvious nut killer who was easy to find? I could have found the guy. He spells Nicholas with a K. There's only 13 in the United States of America that spell their names that way. How hard would that be? Especially if you got them down, you put all points Bolton out. The communications are amazing. The FBI is supposed to be the most fabulous investigative organization on the earth. All right. I think we're going to take a break. What do you think?
Sounds like a great idea.
Oh,
it really does.
You're just sucking up now. You're just, he's counting.
I think you're right.
He's just counting the seconds until he has to go. You know what? Just for that, I want you to play that song you screwed up on. Can you do it? Now you got Mueller?
I do. I have him.
Oh, well, let's hear it.
Hang on. I gotta go back to it. I don't know. It's not working right. Nothing seems to be working right.
Mueller.
Yeah. Stan's
Mueller. I can.
Hey, it's working. Wait a minute.
That was Stan.
I know. Yes, honey, I know. I have peripheral hearing. Maybe not vision, but hearing.
I know the song will work.
All right. Well, let's hit the song, okay? Because I wanted to play that for what is it? The matchmaker girl. All right. Hit it. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. That seemed to be Jefferson parachute,
I
not
really
airplane.
thought I was going to get
think
that right.
I think they had jump from the plane, you see, because I didn't think that was a good.
I got it half right.
All right, now I know. I got to send you. See, now I got to do more work because now I've got to actually. I have to paste and copy or copy and paste the actual song that sounds good. I mean, I search for these songs and I want them to sound good. You see, Keith.
Bueller.
Don't remember that.
I got him now.
Yeah, let's hear it.
See?
Bueller.
You're waiting for
Wait
that
a minute.
all day.
That's me. I was
All
supposed.
day.
I taped that yesterday. That's not. I didn't tape Bueller. I taped Mueller.
He seems to do it better.
Well.
Was that Stein doing that?
Yes. Ben Stein that did that, and he was a much younger man. He's a very, very witty guy. He's on a lot of the talk shows on Sunday as a expert on the economy, which he is.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're going to go back. Hey, I met Devin Nunes, and I forgot about this. Rodney Davis, who is a congressman out of Illinois, he brought me to. We went to a Cardinal game, met up with Devin Nunes, and I had a nice conversation. It was a couple years ago. Now he's a big star because he leads the Committee on Intelligence in the House, and he's going after these guys like crazy. He's really good. And what we talked about then, though, he's in mid California, maybe a little upper, maybe a little north, the farm country of California. Well, they had this kind of a fish that was being. They claimed that the water was making it extinct. Real good water that you use to grow crops. So what did they do? They diverted all this water, trillions of gallons of water, into the San Francisco Bay. This is why Californians deserve the government they are getting, because they keep electing these idiots there who are destroying them. I mean, this is where the crops are. This is the heartland of their state. It could be their country pretty soon, the way they're going, because God knows, I don't know how they're going to self-support themselves. Overtaxed, ridiculous, liberal politics, very anti-American, want to have sanctuary for everybody that wants to kill people. I mean, you just can't do that anymore. You want to call the show, 573-364-4433. All right. So I met this guy, and he seemed like, and we talked about it, and we agreed this is ridiculous. By the way, he is of Portuguese. Portuguese were, I have a lot of, it's interesting because people in Brazil, this Alderson in Brazil, he pushes my stuff on the internet. And for some reason, and they speak Portuguese in Brazil. So I guess the original settlers there came from Portugal. Yet most of South America speaks what? Espanol.
Mm-hmm.
All right. By the way, this show is heard as of 2017 in 98 countries. Now, the last time I had a count on these countries, it was like 206, right?
Right.
So what does the rabbi say to me? He says, let's see, 98 countries, 206. But you couldn't even get half? What the, you can't decide. This is Jewish humor, folks. This is why I like to pick on him because, well, he does it to me. So, and that's Jewish humor. We pick on each other until we break out laughing and go get cake. All right. So I guess what we're going to do right now is I think we're going to talk to Dr. Amy Cooper Hakim, and then we're going to come back a little later with Dr. Victor Davis Hanson. Hit it, please. Ladies and gentlemen, in for a special treat because we have the official shrink to the Dave Weinbaum Show, author, speaker, and workplace expert, Dr. Amy Cooper Hakim. Hi, Amy. How are you?
Hi, doing well, thanks. Thanks
Great.
for having me on.
Hey, great. Other than a good example, what's the most important lesson we can teach our children?
To be resilient.
How do you be resilient?
You bounce back. Despite any difficulties that we have and that we face in the world, those who are most successful and those who are happiest are able to take that information and bounce back. If you think of a rubber band and you pull it, it's going to have a slingshot effect and bounce back. And that's what we need to do, and we need to teach our children how to have the skills to do so.
What if you have a kid that says, you know what, I want to drop that class. I'm being mistreated. I hate the teacher. What do you tell the kid?
Well, I think we need to serve as an advocate for our children. However, we should, before saying let's just leave that class, talk about why they might not like the class, like the teacher, and then help them to better communicate how they're feeling with the appropriate people.
Would you recommend in that case that the child go to the teacher and maybe try to talk it out a bit? After all, we're going to go into this world with a lot of disappointment, a lot of bad situations, and you're talking about resilience. But a resilient person is somebody that can deal with their problems and not quit.
Right, and I think that in that instance, a lot of things that children experience are hopefully in the school setting would be in a safe environment, an emotionally safe environment where they're able to express their upsettedness or their happiness and then have the support to continue to move forward. So, yes, I think that that's always a great first step. And oftentimes in the school setting, there are counselors who are available to help students to learn how to phrase what they are feeling in words that can be best received by others. And so if the teacher isn't as receptive, there are still other people to go to within that school setting who can help.
Why is getting fired sometimes the best thing that may ever happen to you?
Well, if you are in an environment that is toxic, or you are not being pushed to your potential, or you're not given the freedom or the empowerment to move forward as you might like, a bad job can actually really be very distressing, not just from an emotional standpoint, but also on your career trajectory. So getting out of it, even if it's not particularly what you would hope, could actually help you to propel you forward, whether it be to get more schooling or to go into a different industry or just to stay within that industry, but just a different organization. Now,
you know, I find this kind of interesting because I kind of went through something like that. I wasn't fired per se. I was canceled. But it was the first time in my life that's ever happened. And so it can be quite distressing. It's embarrassing. But I think I reconciled with what I needed to do, and I got another gig in 27 hours.
See, and that's an exact example of resilience. And you probably took things from that experience and said, never again will I let this happen, that happen. I saw this warning sign. I didn't do this when I could have or should have. And so if placed in a similar circumstance in the future, you now have something that you can keep in your back pocket to pull out when needed. And that's the beauty of life and moving forward. We have to embrace those changes and recognize how they might be positive.
I didn't quit many things, but I remember quitting when I was a junior in high school, the baseball team, because the other second baseman was horrible, but he was politically connected. When I went to the coach, I said, do you think I can get a chance at playing second base? He said, Weinbaum, if you don't like it, quit. And I did. The worst thing I've ever done in my life, at least to my mind, was quitting. I always regretted it because I should have stayed there and just showed them up every day. So...
And that's something that I think that we've all had different experiences like that where we may have, made a choice and after the fact said, gosh, I wish I would have. And I think that, again, that leads to that concept of resilience. How, had you stuck it out, what might have happened? How might you have shown that person up? How might you have had that one shining moment? I was very proud, actually. My son tried out for the basketball team. He's 13. I have 3 kids. And so he tried out for the basketball team, and he didn't make the varsity version, but he made the JV version. And we didn't tell him what to do, but he was embarrassed that he didn't get this cool, better, quote-unquote, team. And we were very, very proud that he decided to stick it out and to play on this JV team, and it ends up that he's getting a lot of awesome coaching. He actually is starting, whereas if he were on the varsity team, he might have been benched most games. And he's playing most of the games now and scoring and rebounding and doing all these really cool things, and he might then have that skill set to make it on the varsity level of the next year. And we were just so super proud of him that he was able to put aside some of the ego of being on the not as cool team and persevere. So I think that we all have those lessons.
Absolutely.
And as parents, if we can coach and guide, then that's really, I think, a great skill that we are passing on.
That right there is a great story. I went through it myself. B team in high school football when I was a freshman to my senior year in high school being fifth string, thinking about quitting because I was the smallest and slowest guy in the last string, and I actually made it within a half a season to playing first string on the varsity.
Oh, wow.
So that's an incredible story, and that really saved my life, I believe, because I didn't quit anything after that. So
well, because you realize how, and by the way, with that said, if you know that you truly are not skilled at something, say in the workplace, I wholly admire those who are able to say, you know what, hey, thank you for putting me in this management role, but I'm really not suited for it. I'm better off here. I've seen people who actually demote themselves back into their old role because they know that where their place doesn't fit. So I think that we have to have a self-awareness, and we have to be able to say, you know what, I might try this, but I don't have the proper skill set or the right mind frame to be able to do something effectively, so I'm going to reposition. But in an instance where, hard work and perseverance pays off, such as that sports team type of example, I think it's great, and it's something that we can use and apply moving forward.
That's a great point. Hey, time for the weekly sleep report.
Oh,
week,
by the way.
Last week, 7 hours, 20 minutes. The goal is 8. How's it going?
Okay, so last night, I am very proud to report my Fitbit said I had 7 hours and 58 minutes.
Oh, my goodness. Go, Amy Hakim Cooper. Or it's Amy Cooper Hakim. I keep getting that mixed up. No, that is terrific. Wow, you're almost there.
I'm almost there, but that was just for that one night. I still, on average for the year so far, so for January and February, I'm still at that 7 hours, 20 minutes.
All right. But that's a good sign. It's a positive sign. Let's not talk yourself down here.
Oh, thank you.
You're
I'm going to be resilient.
You're a motivational speaker, right?
Yes.
Yes, there you go. Hey, you need to get with me and get some of my quotes. Because I would love that. I got some great quotes out there, okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. The official shrink of the Dave Weinbaum Show, Dr. Amy Cooper Hakim. You have a great weekend. She's a lot of fun, and my girlfriend is here. She wants, there's a little, I don't know, is there a little jealousy or something or what?
No, I'm just saying I got 8 hours.
Yeah, she's pointing to her little Fitbit bit on her watch, and she's got a topper, so she's got 8 hours and 9 minutes of sleep. Which means that half the time I go walk around starving. It's a horrible thing, ladies and gentlemen. You can see I'm starving.
You don't look hungry.
I don't understand.
My sleep goal for next year is 3.5
That's why I'm
hours.
on the radio stand. And probably that's why you're on the radio too, buddy.
It is.
Okay, there you go. Hey, news alert. The end is near. No, not the apocalypse or the apocalypse. Just 2 days left of the Kent Jewelry retirement sale. The final markdowns have been made. Everything is marked down to the very deepest discounts. Pretty soon he'll start paying you to take the stuff out of his hands. And all remaining jewelry will be sold at near or below cost. It's a great time to plan ahead for upcoming birthdays, anniversaries, or any other occasion. Just a reminder that Kent is retiring, but the Kent Jewelry Store is not closing and will continue to provide jewelry repairs, engraving, and award-winning custom jewelry designs. But the Kent Jewelry Retirement Sale is in its last 2 days, so you will want to drop by today to take advantage of the huge savings. Tell them Dave sent you and get a free cookie. 907 Pine Street, downtown Rolla. Open 9:30 to 5:30 today and 9:30 to 2:30 on Saturday. Sale ends, close of business Saturday, February 17th. And Kent tells me that the store will be closed for about a week, to remodel and reorganize. All right. Well, thank you, Kent. And I hope he's having fun in his retirement. All right. We're going to be right back. We're going to take another break. This is the Dave Weinbaum Show.
For the best in steaks, wine, and great conversation, visit Matt's Steakhouse. Matt's Steakhouse has banquet facilities for all of your event needs, from small office parties to large wedding receptions and everything in between. Matt's Steakhouse, open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Saturday, located on the Dillon Outer Road in Rolla, just east of exit 189. Call Matt's Steakhouse at 364-1220 to book your next event. For the best in steaks, wine, and great conversation, visit Matt's Steakhouse.
The Akar Real Estate sign in the yard is your first step to sold. Whether buying or selling, put the best team of realtors to work for you. Akar Real Estate is the top-selling real estate agency in 4 counties. They work diligently to make your real estate transactions happen. Independently owned and operated for over 12 years by Delek Akar, broker-owner. When you want results that move you, call the professionals at Akar Real Estate at 368-SELL. That's Akar Real Estate at 368-7355.
Sales results obtained from Maris Incorporated.
Why settle for the forecast when you can control it? Hartley's Climate Control is your locally owned heating, air conditioning, plus so much more company. Hartley's offers residential and commercial sales, service, and installation in the areas of heating and cooling, hearth and home, handyman services, and more to the Rolla, St. James, and surrounding areas. Call 573-368-3163 or visit them online at www.hartleyscc.com. Hartley's Climate Control, community-born, community-raised, community serving.
Every business needs just the right sign to get people into your business. Missouri Neon Outdoor is here to help. Missouri Neon Outdoor has been family-owned and serving the Ozarks for 80 years. Outdoor advertising remains one of the most cost-effective ways for businesses to build awareness and drive customers to their door. And they offer billboard coverage in over 25 counties in southwest Missouri. Missouri Neon Outdoor has an expert creative staff that can design a great look for you. Call today for available locations in your area. 1-800-788-1778.
Owning a business can be tough, and knowing what insurance you need can be confusing. Help is here with the Daniel and Henry Company. Daniel and Henry Company is an independent insurance broker providing a full range of risk management and insurance products and services for clients locally, nationally, and internationally. They find cost-effective solutions for your business and personal needs, from work comp, general liability, property and auto, and all points in between. Protecting your business is their business. Call Richard Boyette at the Daniel and Henry Company today, 314-444-5011.
Fixing your computer should be as easy as learning your ABCs, right? Wrong. The easiest way to fix a computer is to take a hammer to it, but that doesn't fix anything. So go back to the ABC basics, or really just the A, like an A1 Tech of Rolla LLC. A1 Tech takes the stress out of repairs for you with quick turnaround on all electronic repairs. With mobile pickup and on-site services, including evening and weekends, A1 Tech will be sure to have you up and running as quickly as possible. Give them a call at 458-9175 or visit A1TechofRolla.com.
Napa know-how.
Hi, I'm professional football player Larry Fitzgerald, and I know a thing or two about longevity. And the truth is, with the proper maintenance, even an old vehicle can run like new. So if you want your car to have a longer, stronger career, Napa Auto Parts has more than 500,000 quality parts and knowledgeable people to help you out. While it may not be all pro now, with the right quality parts, you can help your ride go the distance. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
Brennan briefed the former Senate Minority Leader Harry Reid about what he said was Russia trying to help Trump win the election. And 2 days later, Senator Reid fires off a letter to James Comey demanding the FBI investigate the Trump campaign for colluding with the Russians. Now, Reid wrote in part, quote, the evidence of direct connection between the Russian government and Donald Trump's presidential campaign continues to mount. And then Reid goes on to specifically mention an allegation from the phony dossier about a Trump campaign associate going to Moscow in July of 2016. We know who that person was. That was Carter Page. Weird. How would then Senator Reid have known that? Did Brennan a couple of days earlier, did he brief Reid about the fake news document put together by Christopher Steele that was paid for by Hillary Clinton? Now, Reid publicly encouraged the FBI to investigate the Trump campaign. Now, that's called, the way I look at it, trying to influence an election. But that wasn't Reid's only attempt to do so. Now, the former senator put out a second letter to Comey just before the election in October of 2016, and he writes this: "In my communications with you and other top officials in the national security community, it has become clear that you possess explosive information about close ties and coordination between Donald Trump and his top advisors and the Russian government." Okay, who are the top officials Harry Reid's talking about? Was it Brennan? Now, we know from reports that Reid was briefed by the former CIA director, and that was before the election.
This Russian collusion goes so deep into the Democrats. And it's interesting, you know. They are the Russian collusionists. Remember when Romney told Barack Obama in a debate in the country that Russia was our real geopolitical enemy in this world, and Barack Obama said the 80s wants its foreign policy back, mocking Romney. And now all of a sudden, and he's sucking up to the Russians left and right, as well as the Iranians. And now all of a sudden the Russians are an enemy? Since when did the Communist Party of the Democratic Party hate Russia? Now they hate Russia. All right, now it's all of a sudden, oh, Russians are evil. You know, and remember when they all wanted to fire James Comey? That was like, a year before the election. Now all of a sudden Trump is obstructing justice when he fires this. He really is a dope. I mean, give me a break. How do these intel guys, and I'm going to ask this, breaking news, Mitt Romney announces he's running for Senate. Yes, thank you so much, Stan. I appreciate that. Yep. So how is this guy... now, what was I talking? See, this has killed me.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Okay, but what was I talking about? Trump? Oh, the Russians and...
collusion.
The collusion, right. So these guys, they blow at the wind, the Democrats. Whatever's going to hurt Trump, they're going to go with. You know, anything that happens... If a flea farts in Orlando, this is Trump's fault somehow. Okay, it doesn't matter. If Trump walked on water, they'd blame him for stepping on the fish. All right, it doesn't matter. Whatever happens, you know, look at, well, how did Trump have this Carter guy working for him? His Carter, whatever his name is, and he, who knows? You get all these guys, these hanger-ons, this Papadopoulos guy. They didn't know. They weren't involved deeply into the campaign. They were volunteer workers. Big deal. In fact, one of these days I'm going to get a real Trump guy who knows all these guys, and I know him pretty well. He wouldn't do the show because he was going to run for office in Illinois, but I think he might do it now. And I'm not going to tell you his name, but he was on the plane with Trump, and you'll be amazed at what his responsibility was. His responsibility was to go out and get McDonald's for the plane.
Nice.
Thank goodness. All right. So we've got New York Times CEO, new CEO. Papers will be gone in 10 years. They only got 10 years left. So I happened to be working out yesterday at the rec center, and I met up with Floyd Jernigan, who at one time sponsored the show. I'm going to try to see if I can get him again. He's the director of the parks. Maybe he does the whole thing. My goodness, he's got a big job there. And at one time, he was in the newspaper business.
Right.
He was my editor when I was published in the Rolla Daily News. Mm-hmm. So I told him that, and he had a face. He said, "That's the biggest bunch of BS." He says the reason these guys are failing is because they pay each other so much money, it's ridiculous, and they invest, and they expect to get their money on investment, and they drain everything out of the business. He says, I know for a fact that papers are here to stay. So that's an interesting view, and probably right, you know. They pay themselves all these big bonuses, and they tear down the company. They get a golden parachute, you know. So anyways, let's see. What do we got here? I think we need to do another break. What do you think?
Okay.
Are we getting behind?
Not really. You still have your Dr. Victor interview to do.
Yeah, I know. That's
stuff.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's do another break, and then we'll get back and do Dr. Victor Davis Hanson, who was one. You've seen this guy, I'm sure. on television. He's been on the Laura Ingraham show. I'm sure he's done Hannity. And I think we did a pretty good interview. You were there, right?
Very smart guy.
Very smart guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I sort of kept up with him, didn't I?
Pretty much.
Pretty much. That's very kind of you to
can.
say that. Because that's important to me. I've never considered myself that smart. So I really had to I have to study hard.
It was a great conversation, I thought.
It was a good conversation, and I thought he did a great job, and I thought I allowed him to get his points across, and I thought I enhanced the interview. Sometimes interviewers, they can step on an interview.
Right.
You know what I mean, Stan?
Yeah, you did a great job, though. I was here,
Did
too.
you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Well, enough about, patting my back. Let's take a break. This is, there can never be enough of that. Thank you, honey. My back, not my butt. What, do you have trouble hearing? All right, not now, later, baby, later. What is this turning into? It's turning into the Howard Stern show. All right. This is the Dave Weinbaum Show.
We're rocking the Ozarks.
Move away from the dial. Do not touch a thing.
Darn! I should have asked for more music.
KKID, Salem, Rolla.
Reality check number 44. You can spend money everywhere. Why can't you bank everywhere? At Town & Country Bank, we have a solution for that. Town & Country may be a hometown bank, but our banking is state-of-the-art. We have dozens of ATMs across the area. Plus, you can bank anytime, anywhere, online or on your phone. You can even deposit checks from your phone. Pretty cool, huh? Town & Country Bank. Smart, friendly solutions. Member FDIC.
If you're remodeling your home, then you are going to want to start from the bottom up and get some new flooring at the Flooring Nook in Rolla. Oh, you went to a big box store. How'd that go?
Excuse me, sir. I need some help picking out flooring.
Oh, yeah. I'm in lawn and garden, and I'm on break. I'll get somebody.
And then no one ever comes.
Sir, the store is closing. You're going to have to leave.
Should have went to the Flooring Nook.
Yes, you should have. See the folks that actually want to help with your flooring needs at the Flooring Nook.
Stop in at 2077 Old St. James Road or find us on Facebook.
These are the final days of the Kent Jewelry Retirement Sale. The deepest discounts have been taken. Now save up to 75%. The showcases must be emptied. All remaining jewelry will be sold at near or below cost.
The last days of my retirement sale are here. Everything is marked down to the very deepest discounts. So now is the best time to find the deal of a lifetime.
The final countdown at Kent Jewelry has begun with deals of up to 75% off. You don't want to miss this once-in-a-lifetime sale. 907 Pine Street in downtown Rolla.
Make a bold impression. Right now at Fairground Auto Plaza in Rolla, receive 0% APR for 72 months on all 2017 Chevy Tahoes and Suburbans, plus $1,000 cash allowance. And get up to $4,517 in purchase cash allowance on select 2017 Chevy models in stock. Stop by Fairground Auto Plaza at 100 Fairgrounds Road in Rolla for full details. Chevy, find new roads.
Jerry opened the letter. An eviction notice? He and his family couldn't bear to move again. It was warm and they had plenty of space for their acorns. Anxiety took a hold of him. Then suddenly...
You've got squirrels in your engine and they chew through the wiring.
And it was covered, thanks to a farmer's agent. Engine Bay Squatters, May 23rd, 2015. Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Call Steve Bowles in Rolla at 308-1977.
How many of these intercepts are there? How many phone records are there? What did Barack Obama know and when did he know it? What did his Attorney General, Loretta Lynch, know and when did she know it? What did the acting Attorney General, Yates, what did she know and when did she know it? And as a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, was the information collected by the Obama administration prior to the inauguration of President Donald Trump, was any of that shared with members of Congress? Because this sure as hell looks awfully orchestrated to me.
All right, that's Mark Levin. I can't say if I can't say it any better. I'm going to have these guys on there who can really nail it, and I can't imagine nailing it any better than that. These people are crooked. They are felons. They have done felonies. And whether it was ideological or money or whatever, they are overthrowing your government. That means they're trying to say that your vote means nothing, that your vote doesn't count, that because you don't believe in what we believe, you are irredeemable. Now, it's enough to be deplorable, but if you're irredeemable, well, you're just not worthy of life. I want you to think about that.
Ever wish saving money could be easy? With Pocket Change from First State Community Bank, it can be.
What are you doing?
I'm just thinking.
Huh?
I was thinking out loud.
So you finally did go get the operation, and it's finally taken place.
I
was wondering why your beard had fallen out. What are you doing? What are you playing with? Jeez.
I told you I have a lot of buttons over here.
I know. Well, you're pushing my buttons right now. What the hell's going on? I'm trying to do a live radio show here, and he's messing around with the computer. Oh, man, call the show. Get me out of this situation, will you? Call 573-364-4433 and make it something good, all right? We need entertainment here. Okay, where was I? See, now he makes me lost. And you know what? That's a challenge, though. I have to challenge myself.
Right.
I think we ought to do the first part of Dr. Victor Davis Hanson. Now, this guy is a tough get as an interview. He's out there in Stanford. He's in all these things. If you Google the guy, you'll be amazed at all the things this guy is and does. He's a fellow of this. He's an award winner of that. He's a historian. He's a military expert. And we're going to do this in a two-part. I want you to listen closely now. This guy, I believe, has it nailed. Hit it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a real special treat today. Military historian and expert on modern and ancient warfare, American classicist and writer, and a fellow Jewish World Review contributor, Dr. Victor Davis Hanson. Hi, Dr. Hanson. How are you?
Very good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for appearing on my show. Dr. Hanson, let's get right into it. Why did the Dems, the mainstream media, Hillary, Intel, and everyone else on the left react so severely to Trump's election, possibly the worst reaction to an election by Democrats since Lincoln?
I think there were three reasons. The first, it was obviously unexpected, and they had a lead anywhere from 8 to 10 points in most of the polls, so they were furious. Not just that Trump won, but they felt they had blown a sure thing. So a lot of the anger was an expression of mutual infighting and anger at themselves. The second thing was that Trump was not a Romney or McCain Republican that they felt they could work with, and who, as in the case of George H.W. Bush or George W. Bush, would have continued the same, basically, foreign policy and economic agenda on immigration and trade, foreign policy, etc. The third was, so they felt that he was anti-progressive and he might reverse the Obama agenda. And the third was, there was a cultural anger that Trump had empowered Red State America, whose culture they were very, very suspicious of and they're very angry at. So Trump's mannerism, his speech, his rallies, his tweets, they appealed to what we could say were the losers of globalization. And these people were very angry, and they were many of them, Democratic constituents. So there was a sense that, boy, these crude people who lacked the culture of the wealthy and the romance of the poor are now in the driver's seat. So all three of those things explain why they're so angry.
Let me ask you another possibility. Was it possible that they felt, at least some of them in the know, that they cheated so well there was no way this guy could have won legitimately?
Well, I think they did cheat, and we know that the Clinton campaign obtained Russian collusion in compiling a fantasy dossier that was peddled to the FBI, who used it to surveil the Trump people. And I think that is what the reference to an insurance policy is. And in that regard, I think that the people in the DOJ and the FBI and the Clinton campaign took such risk because they were they thought it was an insurance policy, and that they would not only not be called to account, nobody was going to call Loretta Lynch to account for meeting on the tarmac with Bill Clinton or Comey, etc. But they not only thought they wouldn't be called to account, but they thought they might even be rewarded. So Loretta Lynch would come in and say, I met with Bill Clinton. I want to be DOJ again. And Comey would say, I didn't pursue that email investigation. Or Mueller might say, I didn't pursue that Uranium One. Or Clapper would say, I kind of stretched the law a little bit with that FISA unmasking. Or Samantha Power would say, I unmasked names. I was a person who leaked it to the Times. So they were all thinking that these were smart moves, and in their world and in their value system, they got everything right except they bet on the wrong horse.
Well, is that why they were so sloppy? We're talking about Intel, especially, but also the Dems in Congress. They were so sloppy with their own security because they think they were going to get away with it.
I think they thought that it was just inconceivable. I think you're forgetting that on the day of the election, the New York Times quoted 4 possible polls outcomes, and the 4 were 1% chance of a Trump victory, at 4%, 11%, and then they were very angry at Nate Silver, who said there might be a 27% chance. So
I do remember that.
Yeah, they were so frustrated, they thought, beyond my wildest nightmare, there is no way that guy can win Pennsylvania or Michigan.
Well, it sounds to me that maybe the polls were weaponized against Trump too.
I think they were.
Yeah.
I think the IBD and USC poll and the Los Angeles Times, USC, and then the IBD were daily tracking polls that basically were just private, and they had pre-selected a group. And they were accurate, months before the election, and every day they just had them push in private a button, whereas the other polls were massaged by telephone calls and loaded questions. What is it about Trump that you don't like, or do you really, really think you're going to vote for Trump, in such a way that they were underreporting Trump's support by 4 or 5 points.
Dr. Hanson, what's your opinion of the FISA judges in this case? Were they in on this?
I don't know. That's a $64,000 question, because we don't know whether it's judge singular or judges plural. We don't know if some of the judges had contacts, who appointed them. But we do know one thing, that the judge approved a dossier that was very lurid, and there was a footnote on one of the applications that said this may be the result of a partisan effort, and he didn't apparently, or she didn't, whoever it was, didn't ask whose campaign, who paid for it, what was the role of you people in the DOJ and the FBI with this dossier, etc. And that's pretty damning.
That's part one of Dr. Victor Davis Hanson. He'll be back. I hope you're listening to this. I know this guy doesn't speak real, loud or anything like that, but if you listen to what he says, holy cow, does he make sense. And I think I'm making sense there, too. So it's a good conversation. Interviewing guys like him and the ambassador from Israel to the United States, that's a challenge for me. I'm not trained in this field. I'm a hamburger guy, for goodness sakes. I've been in the hamburger business for 47 years now, 46 years. So it's kind of a real challenge for me. And guess what? I love doing this. This is my passion. Hopefully, you people who are getting older find stuff, whether you retire or not, that you can do with passion, because it's important for us older people, to stay relevant. All right, and in that spirit, we're going to play another ZZ Top song. Stan, hit it. Jesus just left Chicago. He just left Chicago. Where does he reside now? I don't know. New Orleans?
That could be what the Democrats will think when Rahm Emanuel leaves there.
Yeah. Well, Rahm's Jewish, too. I don't know. Yeah. It's about as close as he's going to get to being Jesus, that's for sure. No way that's happening. All right, so a little rock and roll and a little bit. Actually, that was the blues, right?
Yeah.
So you like a lot of blues here. Do you play jazz at all?
No.
Did you ever see the movie La La Land? That's my girlfriend's favorite movie.
No.
Why is it your favorite movie?
Because you're watching it incessantly.
I know, it's terrible. I have this terrible habit. You know, well, sometimes you get a movie that you like Gladiator, for example, or, I don't know, like the cartoons that you watch all the time, Keith.
Right, exactly.
Things like that.
Love them.
And so, I don't know what you watch, Stan. What do you watch?
Sleepless in Seattle.
Really?
Yeah.
Still?
Or
Does it still get you going?
Yeah, that kind of. I love romantic comedies.
Yeah. Well, that's what this was. It was a musical. And I'm not a big musical guy, but for some reason, this musical captured me, and I don't know why. It was the music, but I think it was mostly the actors in it. Emma Stone and what's the guy's name? Darn it, Ryan Gosling. Yeah, and they were able to exhibit a lot of passion. And, it was funny, but it was sad. It was really, in the end, kind of a little bit of a tragedy. And it was about a guy that played jazz and was so passionate about his jazz and how they kind of saved each other. And then they split up. It really was hurtful at the end. I was kind of... So I can watch it for the happy parts, and I have to shut it down because I'm so... As my girlfriend will tell you, I'm very sensitive.
I can tell that about you.
You're not my girlfriend. I was talking to my girlfriend. You're not my girlfriend.
I can tell although
quite
from an
frankly,
outsider's point of view, I can tell.
Quite frankly, the operation's beginning to work pretty good on you. I got to tell you. Maybe do something with your damn hair. Get a wig. All right. So, anyways, we're gonna do the second part of the. Should I do a break first? What do you think? Let's do a break first, and then we're gonna come back with the second part of Victor Davis Hanson. And then I'll take the phone calls, all right? And I still got about 18 things to do in less than an hour. And by the way, you know what? I know what we're going to play when we get back, too. We're going to play another song when we get back. Okay, we ready? Stan, hit it, please. In the biggest reversal in showbiz history, the Dave Weinbaum Show is on Friday a.m., 9 till 12, bigger and better than ever, K-Kid 92.9. Call 573-364-4433 to get it off your chest. K-Kid, where we rock the talk and talk the rock.
Hi, this is Sarah Weinbaum, massage therapist at Lavish Day Spa, formerly known as Terra Day Spa. Come visit me at our all-new location on North Bishop next to Steak and Shake. Come take your stress and worries away with our full-service salon and day spa, featuring discounts on Dermalogica and other skincare items offered with a purchase of a facial. New location, same number, 364-0905. Come sail away at Lavish Day Spa in Rolla.
Cox Brothers Service Company, located in St. James, is there when you need them. Cox Brothers staff is focused on delivering professional restaurant and refrigeration equipment, services, and installation to the local service areas and beyond. Keep your business running right with the professionals at Cox Brothers Service Company. Give them a call at 573-368-4083. And as always, they thank you for your continued support and patronage.
Come see the professionals at Brown Vet Clinic of Rolla, where they promise to place your pet's health and wellness above all considerations. They communicate openly with you about the individual preventative needs of your pet and help protect them from common infectious and contagious diseases while using the best available methods, no matter how big or small the animal. The staff is there to help you 24/7 and will get you an appointment as quickly as possible. Give Brown Vet Clinic a call today for all your animal needs. 364-1919.
Ever Ever wish saving money could be easy? With Pocket Change from First State Community Bank, it can be. Simply use your debit card for any purchase. We'll round up your transaction to the nearest dollar and deposit the pocket change into another FSCB deposit account. With Pocket Change, we make it easy as spend, save, repeat. Ask about Pocket Change at 573-364-1221 today. First State Community Bank. Success starts here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Online at fscb.com.
Brennan had information from the Steele dossier included in the president's daily intelligence briefing. Now, those details were then leaked to the press and CNN, the Washington Post, New York Times. They all reported on it. And then months later, when testifying, Brennan then said that details from the dossier weren't good enough to include in the January 2017 Intelligence Community Report about Russian election interference. Okay, they used it in October to get the FISA warrant. So despite all of these facts, all this information, Brennan still appears to be claiming he knows nothing about the dossier.
Yeah, just the facts are, you got to keep talking about it. You can't allow these people to say stuff and you don't respond. That's a problem with people like George W. Bush, who, by the way, shockingly, I should have asked Dr. Hanson. I actually overdid the interview with the guy, so I could only ask him so many things. He thought it was going to be a 10-minute interview at most. It was about a 13-minute interview, and we could have gone on and on. But I didn't want to step on his feet during the first interview because I'd like to pick the guy's brain again when he comes out with stuff like this. This was based on his column. I can't remember what it was, but if you go to, I think it's. You just Google him, Dr. Victor Davis Hanson, and you'll find this column that he wrote. This is based on that column. By the way, if you want to call the show, 573-364-4433, and we are going to do the second part of the Victor Davis Hanson interview right now. In your recent column, Doctor, you predicted a deal would be offered to the Republicans by the Dems that would sacrifice a few low liars on both sides. What's your advice to Republicans?
Well, I think they shouldn't take it. And the Democrats, to their credit, they're not low liars. Bruce Orr was a deputy assistant attorney general, and he's reassigned. Andrew McCabe was the second guy at the FBI. He resigned in disgrace. Stroke and Page are reassigned. They'll probably eventually resign. Rebecca resigned. Baker resigned. You count them up, and there's a lot of them. And I think the Democrats will use that and say, you know what, the entire apparat at the Obama DOJ or Sally Yates, whoever they are, they've all quit. And their careers are ruined. And it's now 2018, and you may be mad at Susan Rice and Ben Rhodes and Samantha Power and Clapper and Brennan for unmasking, but that's over with. That's a prior administration.
Well, will that alone be enough?
I hope not. I hope they don't say, well, Mueller did. Yeah, I think they're going to say, well, okay, Mueller didn't find much. He'll just have a few scalps, and then we'll call everything off and get back to business. And
what would you suggest? If you're saying it's not enough, what you're saying is this could weaponize future elections, I believe.
Yeah,
and so what would you suggest that we do?
Well, we've already used up the special prosecutor, unless you want to have a special prosecutor, an anti-special prosecutor. I would just get the DOJ, I would get Sessions, and I would call in his staff, and I would appoint 4 or 5 DOJ attorneys that did not work for Obama, and I would say, this is a special investigative unit. I want you to call a grand jury, and I remove them from political control and say, this is your purview. You're going to go after A, you're going to 1, 2, you're going to go after the email scandal, 3, you're going to go after the FISA courts, and 4, you're going to go after the unmasking. And assign an attorney to each one and just take it out of the hands of a special investigator, out of Mueller, and just let them go.
Speaking of people missing in action, A.G. Sessions, how do you rate him as an attorney general so far?
I think he's a very good man, but I think what happened was he didn't know the full story because Nunes and his committee had been blocked for 6 months by people in the DOJ. He didn't understand what Sally Yates was doing. He didn't understand what Rosenstein was doing. He hadn't done anything wrong himself. He really naively believed that if he showed good intentions and he bowed out, then Rosenstein would be very, sober and judicious. And he didn't understand that Rosenstein had signed one of those DOJ requests for a FISA order. So he was compromised. He didn't understand that Mueller would be the likely appointee, and he didn't understand the relationship between Mueller and Comey, so he was had. And then he recused himself, so he couldn't really reverse course. And now, for political reasons, when the midterm comes up, they've decided they really can't fire Mueller. So he got played. He's a good man, but he got played. And the question is, does he understand that he got played and he'll never get played again, or does he show the same naivety and he'll get played again? I think Trump's trying to adjudicate that.
Two more questions, and then I'm done. I know this is Thank you for staying so long. Will Mueller indict Trump?
No.
What if his polls drop?
His parachute is to wait until the midterm elections, have a spectacular press conference, and say that he found, Jared Kushner, Donald Trump Jr., someone like that, inconsistent in his testimony. And I think the playbook is Scooter Libby, where we appointed a special counsel for a crime that didn't exist. And if it did exist, it was Richard Armitage, and Colin Powell knew that. And yet they cross-examined Libby to death, and they found an inconsistency. They had him plead to a lesser felony charge. They put him in front of they got him on a lesser charge. They put him in front of a liberal D.C. jury, and that's what they got. And that's what they'll try to do.
Very briefly, what are the major differences between this Russian collusion scandal and Watergate?
There's three or four. One, the media in the old days, 45 years ago, was trying to get to the truth and was very distrustful of the so-called deep state. This time, they're not trying to get to the truth, and they're very confident in the powers of the deep state to help them. 45 years ago, remember, the FBI said no to Richard Nixon. This time, the FBI said yes to Barack Obama. And then finally, when it was all over, I guess the biggest lesson for your listeners are, we came across with the so-called lesson that Woodward and Bernstein and the rest of them went after Nixon because they felt that he was amoral or had done illegal things, rather than because he was a successful conservative president. The fact they did not go after Hillary Clinton for a real crime, but went after Donald Trump for a non-existent crime, now it sort of puts Watergate in perspective and says, well, maybe this entire media really didn't care about the facts. They just go after perceived conservatives, and they go easy on perceived liberals. And that's really going to tarnish their record back 45 years ago.
Dr. Hanson, do you have any books that people can get?
Yes, Second World War. It's called The Second World Wars. It's a new history of World War II. It just came out. And
besides the Jewish World Review, where else do you write?
I write a weekly column for the Chicago Tribune that's syndicated, and then I write for National Review and American Greatness, and I have a website, victorhanson.com, where they're all collated.
One more thing, Dr. Hanson, I have some breaking news. I just heard the History Channel was canceled. Too many repeats. Dr. Victor Davis Hanson, thank you so much, sir, for calling, and maybe we can do this again sometime.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hi, this is Sarah Weinbaum, massage therapist at
Sorry about that.
It's okay. Okay. My voice changed there for a minute. Actually, that was my daughter, Sarah, who will be on with the commercial shortly. Anyways, Dr. I was so happy he laughed because, I don't know him. I mean, I actually have emailed this guy a couple times, and he responded, 10 years ago, before I had a radio show. We were both writing on Jewish World Review, and I'd liked some of his columns, and I'd, send him something. He'd say, well, thanks a lot, and all that stuff. But it just occurred to me because I heard his column, and it agreed with a lot of the things I was saying, not everything. about having these people tried, getting these people some accountability, because we are screwed as a country if we have some people that can commit felonies who have power over us who are not committing felonies. And if we're gonna have a justice system in this country, if you're a big guy and you commit a crime, especially if you're in law enforcement or the intel business, you have to have equal justice under the law. Okay, you're pointing fingers. What does that mean? Oh, no, it's just a computer. See, when you point a finger, I think maybe I got a phone call or something like that. So, okay, you guys are doing your little signals together, your little producer signals. Oh, my
Sorry
God.
about that.
Here, I've got a couple. Here, there's a couple of signals right there. All right.
How do you put up with him, Lisa?
I don't know. See, there she goes. You gotta go to go to the woman so she can have her little say, and then
That's right.
You make me look like a dope, Not
dopey.
Not dopey. No, you can't say dopey, can you? No. You can't say dopey in a certain name. That's what it is. I wonder if the lawyers are still listening from Mahaffey. Are you guys still listening? Why don't you call the show? All right, we'll take. I'll tell you what, you guys, Chip the lawyer. Why don't you call the show? We'll make. You know what? Why don't you sponsor the show? If you're going to listen, let's get you some business down there, because I think we can get you more business than the other radio station. Call the show. We'll give you a deal.
I think
such a deal.
Caller ID. What does that say? Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe?
Right. Yeah, that's very good. I do the jokes here, Steve.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Son of a bitch. All right, let's play. Did you find the song?
I did.
This is a rock and roll station. I don't understand why you wouldn't have that. Well, it's not really rock and roll.
They're anti-rocky.
All right, but this is something that we're going into. The last half hour almost of the show.
Right.
So I've got to train. I've got to get motivated now. I got to get juiced.
Are you going to go up the steps?
Wait a minute. Is the vodka yet? Do you have the vodka made? All right. We'll be fine. Okay, let's hit it. All right. I'm sweating. I'm ready for the last rounds. These are called the championship rounds. All right, the championship minutes of this show now, because I'm used to doing 2 hours.
Oh, now are you supposed to do Yo Adrian?
No, you see, that could be a problem because Lisa's here.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
She doesn't know about Adrian, Stan, and I thank you for keeping your mouth shut about any other woman on this show, because she meant nothing to me. I swear to God. Once I got an Afghan for a president, but Lisa made me give her back. Where's the drum roll on that? Bada boom. All right, I'm taking a drink here. Stan, you got control of that hand now?
I got it, man.
Right,
yeah.
Thanks.
We're good.
All right, so we're back in the show. And if you want to call the show, we're into our final half hour. Call 573-364-4433. Let me know what you thought of Victor Hanson or anything else. All right, Baltimore, you know, they've got 12 days in a row. This is what they're bragging about. 12 days in a row without a murder. That is a big deal because that was like Murder City there after the riots, after the Freddie Gray ordeal. And so, and is it, I wonder, what is the reason for this? Is it because maybe black unemployment is the lowest in history? They're too busy working at jobs, real jobs, instead of just living off of welfare and deciding to riot because their leaders like Barack Obama, Eric Holder, Loretta Lynch, Reggie Jackson, and what's the other guy's name?
Well, don't forget the Justice Brothers.
Yeah, well, who was the other? Al Sharpton.
Yeah,
there you go.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, all these guys are basically coaxing them to riot and destroy businesses. I mean, it is so idiotic to stay in your neighborhood and to shoot at people because you hit old people, you hit children. It is amazing. You destroy all your businesses. What businesses want to come there and put up with that crap? Okay, so then it becomes a self-defeating way of life because you get mad, you riot, you destroy businesses pull out, and you get mad again because you can't get a job because there's no businesses there. You're making yourselves hopeless, and you're getting led into it by these idiots that are leading you there, including B. Hussein Obama. All right, how is the unemployment rate under him? It went up. The black unemployment rate went up. Now it's the lowest in history, and it's been done by, I know you're going to hate this, President Donald J. Trump, and with almost no help in fact, with absolutely no help from the Democrats. All they are is obstructing him. They got to obstruct. Not one of them voted for the tax cut. Not one of them voted for the tax reform. Not one. You know? And right now, Trump's polls are right around 50%. That's big time, and it's better by about 8 points than Barack Obama's during his first year. So, you know, it's looking good right now. I mean, they're going to try to bring him down on anything. Like I say, now they're trying to hit him on the gun thing. I don't think it's going to work. I think people are getting wise to this garbage. I think, as Schumer said the other day, he even said something smart. We've got to stop running on just destroying Donald Trump. We have to have something else. And if he sees the light, he's certainly not showing it. But he says that thing in a sort of a vacuum. That, yeah, we got to do something else, but he doesn't do anything else. The immigration thing, it's falling apart in the Senate. Why? Because you got some rhinos out there who won't do what the president wants, which is, okay, we're going to give a lot of people, not amnesty, but a visual to a way to get to citizenship. But we're talking about 1.8 million people versus the 690,000 that the Democrats want to help. You would think that would be a pretty good deal just to put in a wall and some more agents and to stop the lottery and to stop the chain migration. You got to be an idiot to do that. Well, you're a Democrat. Sorry. Well, it's true. I mean, it's not idiotic. It's a plan. It's a plan to change the voting levels in this country. And it's one of the reasons why they thought they were going to win, because I remember Barack Obama saying, you guys, illegal aliens, go ahead and vote. You know, we're not going to do anything. Okay, how is that not throwing an election? I always wondered how he got away with that. All right? I don't understand it myself. All right, you know what we're going to do? We'll take a break right now and come back, and we'll do a little special Weinbaum Music Awards here. Okay, this is the Dave Weinbaum Show.
When it comes to making travel plans, Trips and More Travel Agency of Rolla has skilled agents to help you plan that perfect getaway. With over 27 years of combined experience, the agents are dedicated to providing you the highest quality of customer service, specializing in custom travel, family vacation, and destination weddings. Trips and More can make your vacation unique and fun. Stop in today at 116 West 8th Street in Rolla, or call 314-3300. That's 314-3300.
The Akar Real Estate sign in the yard is your first step to sold. Whether buying or selling, put the best team of realtors to work for you. Akar Real Estate is the top-selling real estate agency in 4 counties. They work diligently to make your real estate transactions happen. Independently owned and operated for over 12 years by Delek Akar, broker-owner. When you want results that move you, call the professionals at Akar Real Estate at 368-SELL. That's Akar Real Estate at 368-7355.
Sales results obtained from Maris Incorporated.
Why settle for the forecast when you can control it? Hartley's Climate Control is your locally owned heating, air conditioning, plus so much more company. Hartley's offers residential and commercial sales, service, and installation in the areas of heating and cooling, hearth and home, handyman services, and more to the Rolla, St. James, and surrounding areas. Call 573-368-3163 or visit them online at www.hartleyscc.com. Hartley's Climate Control. Community born, community raised, community serving.
Does your trip to the dentist office sound like this? If so, it's time to come see the friendly staff at Forum Dental, where they make dentistry simple and fun. Forum Dental is committed to patient satisfaction and high-quality dental care. So come to Forum Dental, where they do it all, from teeth cleaning and whitening to bridges and crowns and so much more. At Forum Dental, they make every dental experience a pleasant one. Forum Dental, working together to be better. Visit our website at forumdental.com.
Every business needs just the right sign to get people into your business. Missouri Neon Outdoor is here to help. Missouri Neon Outdoor has been family-owned and serving the Ozarks for 80 years. Outdoor advertising remains one of the most cost-effective ways for businesses to build awareness and drive customers to their door. And they offer billboard coverage in over 25 counties in southwest Missouri. Missouri Neon Outdoor has an expert creative staff that can design a great look for you. Call today for available locations in your area. 1-800-788-1778.
These are the final days of the Kent Jewelry Retirement Sale. The deepest discounts have been taken. Now save up to 75%. The showcases must be emptied. All remaining jewelry will be sold at near or below cost.
The last days of my retirement sale are here. Everything is marked down to the very deepest discounts. So now is the best time to find the deal of a lifetime.
The final countdown at Kent Jewelry has begun with deals up to 75% off. You do not want to miss this once-in-a-lifetime sale at 907 Pine Street in downtown Raleigh.
Fixing your computer should be as easy as learning your ABCs, right? Wrong. The easiest way to fix a computer is to take a hammer to it. But that doesn't fix anything. So go back to the ABC basics, or really just the A, like an A1 Tech of Rolla LLC. A1 Tech takes the stress out of repairs for you with quick turnaround on all electronic repairs. With mobile pickup and on-site services, including evening and weekends, A1 Tech will be sure to have you up and running as quickly as possible. Give them a call at 458-9175 or visit A1TechofRolla.com.
The president asked Comey to inform him, that's Obama, if anything changes in the next few weeks that should affect how we share classified information with the incoming team. Comey said he would. That is the marquee in the email, not by the book. The president, meaning Obama, said Comey to inform him if anything changes in the next few weeks that should affect how we share classified information with the incoming team. Comey said he would. This suggests to me, at least it certainly gives the patina of evidence, that they were concerned about sharing classified information with the incoming team because the incoming team was under investigation.
So to his point, I don't know what that little dinging noise was. I don't know if that, huh?
I don't either.
Well, that's probably an FBI wiring us. It's either that or Mahaffey's lawyers out there trying to figure out if we said anything like dopey.
Was it Dewey or Cheatham?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a Chip. His name is Chip.
Oh.
He called me on the phone.
Can't they get him to quit
saying
that?
Chip. So I guess they're listening to the show. Hi, guys. They have to be laughing their butts off at what happened. I mean, in private. They wouldn't do it in front of Robert. But, man, Give me a break. You know, you're going to come after me for what? Yeah. Anyways, do it. I don't care. Joyce Behar attacks Pence's Christian beliefs. All right, and where he says that he talks to Jesus and Jesus talks back. Okay, so if he was a Muslim and he talked to Muhammad and Muhammad talked back, and you attacked him for that, you would be out of a job, Joy Behar, in about a second flat. Okay, and all the guards and all the people that work for you, all those armed guards that you hire to protect your sorry tookus, they would be askance at doing anything for you anymore. And they got Meghan McCain on there. I got to tell you, I don't like her old man. All right, I realize that he was a war hero or whatever he was, but he's been the worst thing in the government just about forever. And how this guy keeps getting elected is beyond me. I know he's sick. I hate to pick on an old veteran, but I don't like the guy. And that's just the way it is. I think he's been a total discredit to the Republican Party. And he was involved in helping deliver, at least, the phony Russian dossier. He got involved in that. Anyways, the daughter, who was working for Fox for a long time, she's not bad. She's sort of credible. Now she's on The View. How do you go from Fox to The View? Well, there's another one that did that too. But she tried to say something, and Whoopi Goldberg cut her off. You can't say that about liberals. Why don't you let her finish her thought, for goodness sakes? Stan, you look like you either have to do something in the bathroom or you have to.
No, I was just thinking that.
What the hell are you looking at me for?
I was thinking that was mind control. I mean, Whoopi didn't want her to get out of line.
I think you just did mind control of me. You're looking at me like you got to say something or you have to go to the bathroom.
I just have a weird face, I guess.
Yeah, well, no, it was radio. Like something had to come out, and I'm glad it came out of the right end. That could have been ugly here. Oh, my God. We are turning into the Howard Stern show. This is incredible. This is my inner Howard Stern. I never did this on the other station. I don't know.
Well, you're having fun.
I'm getting free. Yeah, I'm having fun.
That's important.
I just want to be me. All right, you know what? And that reminds me, we need to play that thing before because the audience is going to love this. Let's hit number 2, please. Wait a minute. No, we can't say that. You'll never be number 1 if you insist on being number 2.
That's right.
There you go. Hit it.
From Weinbaum Records, it's Dave's Hits of 2017. Listen to the unique singing style of your favorite radio host, Dave Weinbaum, as he belts out songs like...
But Snowflake, you can't take it. You've got that hateful feeling. Whoa, that hateful feeling.
Or how about this?
As you wish me hell, to everyone you could tell that you'd been spying over me, spying over me. Then you spread your views to the mainstream news.
And timeless memories like...
You don't know me. I'm in the federal witness plan. You don't know me. I might be in Afghanistan.
Dave's Hits of 2017 is not sold in any stores. And if you act fast, you can get Dave's favorite insults absolutely free with your order.
You schmuck. Kiss my tuchus. Putz. I hear you tried to donate your brain to science, but they were only taking used ones. I don't take the broom out of your hands when you're trying to do your job. I hear you're 1 foot short of a yard sale. There was a lot of testosterone in my marriage. Too bad none of it was mine. I married a trophy wife, but I couldn't afford to mount her. I had 2 feet of snow on my car, so my wife offered me her broom. I said, thanks, but you're going to have to teach me how to fly it first. Got any complaints? Go to hell and wait.
The perfect way to close out the year. Dave's Hits of 2017.
That's all, folks. What do you know from funny, you...
Well, at least we entertained somebody here. So, yeah, my girlfriend's not entertained. Are you not entertained?
I am not, Dave.
Oh, come on. What do you know from funny? Seriously, come on.
I was falling off my stoop.
Stan here was laughing. I don't think he was just,
He's new.
you know. Well, no, he's not new. He's been around the radio for 80 years, for God's sakes. What are you, nuts? He's not new. All right, so what are we doing? Huh?
Dan Byington says we're really the Howard Weinbaum Show. Thanks, man.
Well, you know what? I really did not have any concept that I would be ever compared to Howard Stern. But I watched that movie Private Parts, and what I went through at the old station was very similar to that. You even had a little pig vomit running around. Crazy stuff going on there, and it still is apparently. But you know, hey, I'm here, and thank goodness I am. All right?
Liberated.
All right, I'm liberated. Yes. Wait, that sounds too much like a liberal.
As long as you're not liberal, yeah.
Yeah, it's okay to be liberated as long as you're not a liberal.
That's right.
Liberals ought to liberate themselves from the Democratic Party,
and a lot
real
of them
liberals.
Are. A lot of them are.
Well, and you know, they're all. Dr. Hanson said about the polls that you know, on the day of the election that certain polls were, most of them were just, there's no way Donald Trump's going to win. And one guy gave him a 27% chance, and he was excoriated by the rest of the Democrats and the mainstream media. And I got to think that either people lied to the pollsters, or people were made to think that Donald Trump had no chance, so they would stay at home and wouldn't vote. It's got to be one or the other. I faced off Karl Rove in a McDonald's meeting in D.C., and I think I nailed his butt, because I said, I said, hey, how'd you call the last two elections? And you know, he knew the answer, and he knew I had him, because he missed both of them, right till the end. And he said, well, how'd you do? He got a little nasty. I said, well, I was 1 for 2, you know, and I almost said, but I don't do it for a living, you know, because that's what he does. How he still has a job is beyond me. All right. So I don't understand it. The whole polling industry is suspect. They're not getting the job done. They're not telling you what to think. So if you see a poll that's against Donald Trump, you probably ought to add 10 points to it.
Right.
All right. And right now, he's at a roughly 50% approval rating, which is amazing. So he's probably almost like 60%. All right. So that's not a bad thing. Okay, we got one break left. Is that correct?
I think so.
Let's do the break. This is the Dave Weinbaum Show.
Price Chopper in Rolla for the best quality products and the freshest produce in the area. With a full-service deli, bakery, and butcher cafe, you can feed the whole family with ease. Cold cuts to sushi, barbecue, and a huge salad bar. Kick back and relax, and enjoy your lunch in our dining room, located in Forum Plaza on Forum Drive in Rolla. Don't forget to sign up for a rewards program and save money on groceries today. For orders and catering, give them a call today at 573-364-1771. Open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Price Chopper in Rolla.
If you're in the food business and your walk-in cooler quits, do you think you can call just any heating and refrigeration guy to fix it? Think again. Time is money, and you don't want to have to wait while an air conditioner repairman tries to figure out what's wrong. At Cox Brothers, food equipment repair is who we are. We have the specialized training and know-how to protect your expensive and fragile inventory while we repair your broken equipment. When you need food service repairs, go right to the experts. Cox Brothers Food Equipment Repair in St. James. We'll keep the hot side hot and the cold side cold.
When it comes to investing, here's something to think about. First, are you satisfied with results? Has your advisor taken the time to learn your investment objectives and devised a plan for achieving them? If you answered no to any of those questions, it's time to call St. Louis money manager Lindbergh Capital Management at 314-416-0055. You'll quickly see the difference. They take the time to get to know you, learn your goals, and what's appropriate for you. Call Lindbergh Capital Management today at 314-416-0055.
Come see the professionals at Brown Vet Clinic of Rolla, where they promise to place your pet's health and wellness above all considerations. They communicate openly with you about the individual preventative needs of your pet and help protect them from common infectious and contagious diseases while using the best available methods, no matter how big or small the animal. The staff is there to help you 24/7 and will get you an appointment as quickly as possible. Give Brown Vet Clinic a call today for all your animal needs. 364-1919.
Make a bold impression. Right now at Fairground Auto Plaza in Rolla, receive 0% APR for 72 months on all 2017 Chevy Tahoes and Suburbans, plus $1,000 cash allowance. And get up to $4,517 in purchase cash allowance on select 2017 Chevy models in stock. Stop by Fairground Auto Plaza at 100 Fairgrounds Road in Rolla for full details. Chevy, find new roads.
Now, here's what he said on Meet the Press earlier this month. Take a close listen.
When did you first learn of the so-called Steele dossier and what Christopher Steele was doing?
Well, it was not a very well-kept secret among press circles for several months before it came out. And it was in late summer of 2016 when there were some individuals from the various U.S. news outlets who asked me about my familiarity with it. And I had heard just snippets about it. I did not know what was in there. I did not see it until later in that year. I think it was in December. But I was unaware of the provenance.
It's corroborated or not. We had some concerns about it from the standpoint of its sourcing, which we couldn't corroborate. But at the same time, some of the substantive content, not all of it, but some of the substantive content of the dossier, we were able to corroborate in our intelligence community assessment.
You know how they corroborated the information from the dossier? I think there was some kind of a story written by Sidney Blumenthal, a Hillary flunky, in a Yahoo News story. I mean, it's totally bogus. There's nothing true about this. Not a thing. All right? And my concern is the judges. How did they let this happen? Okay, I think they have to be in on it. And if they're not, they ought to be furious right now because they were bamboozled. They were bamboozled or they're in on it. You take your choice. And if I was them, I'd get it out real quick what's going on because they're subject to investigation as well. You can't corrupt a whole system like that and get away with it. So, okay, I know you know how to answer phones, right? Okay, good. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Dave. It's Chris in Cuba.
Hi, Chris. What's going
Good to
on?
hear you on the airwaves again.
Hey, thanks. I appreciate that.
Hey, I was going to ask you about Mark Levin's supposed to have a new show on Fox, but I haven't heard when it is.
You know, we were just talking about that. I'm not sure
either. I didn't get to listen to your whole show.
Pardon me?
I didn't get to listen to your whole show. I'm sorry about that, but
I'm not sure we talked. We might have talked about it during the break, but it's
Life, Liberty, and Levin is what.
Yeah, it's on.
I heard,
it's going to be on Friday nights. Probably in about a month or so. My guess is, but I'd Google it and find out. I just don't have the exact information.
Yeah, they said it was supposed to start in February.
You know, I met Mark Levin and I gave him my card.
Oh, ain't he great?
Yeah, I gave him my card and and we started talking and I says, how did you let O'Reilly call Barack Obama a patriot during that speech, during the interview of the Super Bowl? And I says, you don't listen to my show, do you? Because I called him out. He's got really mad. I said, well, I'm sorry. It's just at the wrong time for me. By the way, here's my card. I gave him my McDonald's card. And I says, anytime you go on vacation, I've got a radio talk show, and I want a sub for you. He looks at the card and says, what are you going to do, bring me French fries? You know. And then he looks, wait, I'm not done. He says, he looks at me, and he's looking kind of strange. Now, he's taller than I am, but we have the exact same hairstyle, which, by the way, is bald. And we got this beard. And he looks at me, he says, wow, we look alike, don't we? I says, well, yeah, don't you remember? We were twins. We were separated at birth.
At birth, yeah.
True story. Girlfriend's here to verify. True story? All right, there you go. All right. Okay.
All right,
not that I wouldn't lie to get a laugh, but hey, thanks a lot. I appreciate it, caller. That was Chris from Cuba.
Sundays at 9 p.m., by the way.
Sundays at 9 p.m. Okay, but what date does it start?
It just says in February. They don't have a start date on it.
I thought it was Fridays.
Sunday.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
They have that much. They said in
right.
February.
All right.
Sundays.
Okay, so we got about 5 minutes left, so let's get some more. I got about 10, 12 things here. 25-cent a gallon gas tax. This sucks, especially for flyover country. Proposed by Trump. Okay, this is not a good thing. This is going back on the tax relief for us because we depend on travelers in this part of the country, by car travelers. And also, we have to go far distances, not like 2 blocks radius where you can live your whole life like in New York and places like that. We have to go long distances. That's going to suck out here. So you think I support everything Trump does? You're wrong. I disagree with this entirely. And this is something to do with the infrastructure plan, but I don't like it, and you shouldn't either, I don't think, unless you're a masochist. So here's the deal. Beer is being beaten by pot. Beer, all right? So they're all upset. This is the Coors company. But you know what some of them are doing? One of these beer companies is doing? They're buying pot companies out. And by the way, old people are now, they're sort of getting back to their youth. They're experimenting with pot. Huh. Shame on them. So sad. Okay, I grew up in the 60s. I'm not going to deny that.
Right.
But whenever I did it, it was always like 3 miles. It was 3 miles out in a lake somewhere where the laws were okay with it. At least that's what my dad told me. He wouldn't have lied to me, would he? He says, no. Yeah, I did it, but it was only in Lake Michigan when we were out there 3 or 4 miles. My dad wouldn't lie to me, would he? I don't think so. Hey, Mueller report is out. Mueller. See, I got to do it now because he screwed it up.
Mueller.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Mueller. You don't do it as good as me. You got to do it like Ben Stein did it. Mueller. Like he's calling attendance.
I'm missing
okay?
that gene.
All right, let's hit this phone call. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Dave, it's Senator McCauley again.
Yes, sir.
This gas tax, it's ridiculous. I drive a 1-ton truck because of what I do for a living.
Right.
And it's hurting. Plus, on top of that, when you heat with propane and you're on a fixed income like a friend of mine is, that price of propane jumped 10 cents a pound now, too. And it's just one of them deals where, these fat cats in Washington, they have no concept of what it's like to live out where we live.
We need to make that. We need to call your congressman, and you need to call the White House and say, hey, we're the ones that got you elected, you dope. What are you doing?
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
All right. Well, you call them and tell them. You leave a message for me, too.
Give me a phone number.
Okay, yeah, like I have that. Wait, let me look. I'll give you his private number. Okay, all right, thanks a lot.
Better.
Google it.
Maybe I should go visit him with my chainsaw.
No, you can't say that on the air. What's wrong with you? You're going to get me fired.
It's not a gun.
Okay, get him off. This is the chainsaw carver, and that's.
I told you there'd be danger there.
Boy, he
time
threatened me the last time.
I know.
I'll tell you
what.
what.
You want your rock and roll, and he has a chainsaw.
Yeah, boy. But at least he seems like he's somewhat, I don't want to say medicated. Sure. Modicated? Okay. So we're back on the show. I got about 2 minutes, and I got about half an hour, at least half an hour, 45 minutes more. We did all our breaks, but that's what I like. Yeah. I like to be a little bit over-prepared. Mueller has helped Lois Lerner at the IRS discriminate against conservatives. This guy's supposed to be a Republican? That's BS, all right? Or he's one of these rhino idiots. CIA is giving classified information, but only to selected reporters. I just the eliteness of these people. It's just amazing. Illegal. The Olympics. Oh, my God, is this a yawn? I mean, people watch, I think, just to see if somebody broke their neck, and apparently somebody did. The ratings are going to be the worst ever. Stocks. I don't know. Is stocks up today? I don't know. Anybody know? Anybody? No. Well, it's a rough ride, but they're looking up again. I don't know. You hang on. It seems to always go up. Warren Buffett said the stock market in 100 years is going to be over 1 million. Think about it. It's at 25,000 now. It's going to be over 1 million. So what is it? Jumps 200 points. Best week since 2011. Okay, thank you. All right, I think we're almost done. How many? You're going to wave at me when it's. Use all your fingers. Is it 10 seconds or 5?
15 seconds.
15. All right. Listen, thank you so much for listening to the Dave Weinbaum Show. And you guys have a great weekend. And remember, you'll never be number one if you insist on being full of number two.